Hello and welcome to part 4 of my. No, I'm joking.
Welcome to part 4 of Toto.
Where we beat the shit out of George.
Over to you, Pete.
And it's my second time actually beating your ass.
Ladies and oh no, wait a minute, what am I doing? That's not the intro I do for this one. No, not at all. Let's start again. Hello everybody. Welcome to Critically Average Adventures. This more specifically
well-oiled machine.
What?
Such a well-oiled machine, aren't we?
It's not. It's not.
You interrupted the intros. Now he's got to do it again.
Do it every
For
week.
Fuck's sake, Luke.
Thing.
Oh, my cheeks.
Children.
Take 2.
You're keeping
Hello,
this.
everybody. Welcome to Critically Average Adventures, and more specifically, welcome to Out of the Cold. This is a D&D 5e campaign. I'm playing with my friends, and these are my friends.
Yeah.
Yes, we are back to Out of the Cold, everybody, and we're continuing in the icy wastes of Frohast. Now, first of all, I would like you, in turn, as you are climbing into those beds and wherever the bed may be, we're not describing the physical right now. I'd like you to try and describe the thoughts that are running through your head. I'd like you all also to make Constitution check, everybody.
Check or save?
Check.
Oh, that's right then.
So from the main stats, that's the click on the main stats.
That's
Oh dear. Rook, your constitution things are never, for some reason.
Sin is in the same boat. Can I go in last for the swords?
I'm trying to try and see my campaign. Hold on, I haven't got the campaign up to see the roles. How can I see it as DM? Do I just click on it? I don't even know anymore.
I think if you go into the campaign, you should be able to see it.
Okay.
Yeah. And then there's the little box which you click on and it shows all the dice rolls.
Oh, game log. There we are. That's what I want. Yeah, lovely. Okay.
That's what I want.
Oh dear.
So, Rook 17.
7? No. The 17 was the test roll. I got
A 2.
Why was
No.
yours a custom roll?
I don't know, but it's
Everybody
not.
else is a con check.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not sure. Why is that coming up as a custom roll?
Sometimes D&D Beyond does this. It was doing it when I was playing a couple of weekends ago, and it usually fixes itself if you refresh. Or something.
Okay, let's refresh. Because on Roll20, it's coming through as the con +4. So I got a 6.
Oh, it's not showing your 6.
Please, can we take the one off to Roll20? Thank you. I do have a +4 modifier, I promise.
Okay.
Let's see.
Well, I got an 8.
I'll say ignore this roll. Let's just see if
I got a 19.
Okay.
is that working now?
And Sin,
No.
you got a 3. That's what it's showing this end. Is that right? Sin?
Yeah, that's what it seems to show.
So I've got Nyala at 19, Nan at 10, Arden at 8, Rook at 6, and Sin at 3.
Yeah, it's a natural one, by the way, in case that makes it even worse.
No, it just means that we're gonna start with you. So, I would like you to tell us what's on Sin's mind right now. Tell us what you think as you walk into your room and try and find a place where you can begin that meditation process after being out on the cold rooftops. You are distracted. The cold has got into your bones somewhat, and the bed looks to have a thick, rough woven blanket upon it, and you know this room quite well from when you fixed it, but because you don't have to sleep, even though you can sleep as an elf, you have never really engaged with that object inside the room. But today feels like the day that you should pick up that blanket and wrap it about you to bring some extra warmth back to those extremities. So where does Sin's psyche sit right now?
All right. So,
Are you full
I
on
don't
RP with
remember.
a blanket?
huh?
Are you full on
Yeah,
RP
yeah.
with a blanket?
I got the blanket. Just give me a minute.
Oh,
So,
Yes.
I'm
yes.
in my room. There's my bed. Look at that. With the tiger and everything. So you know that bitch warm too.
I got a tiger as well tonight.
Yeah, but mine's cooler. It's doing the pose and everything. I
Also,
don't really remember much from.
I have a cat.
also screen name, dears, please.
Oh,
We
Mine-
never go off on tangents in this group ever. It just
Yeah,
never
yeah.
happens.
so what exactly happened last game?
So
On the roof?
you had returned from the roof after having a rather strange discussion where Niala had unraveled part of the mystery of Sin's erratic behavior,
Oh,
discovering that there was another person inside there, Morwen, living within there, and you actually told her to refer to you by that in our downtime section, and you were returning after a rather after Dennis's funeral, and you have discovered some information. You had walked out on the party and been whisked by eagles to the roof of the Great Library.
all right.
And you have put a whistle on my head for pets.
Oh, okay. So I'll say, what's the phrase or wording? Where your mind is racing a mile a minute? Is that how it goes? Or yeah, okay. So I'll say she's doing that. She's like, when you say like her adrenaline is running because of the cold to keep her like warm and stuff, or like try to keep her warm while she was outside. So I'll say she'll be pacing around the room, look at the bed, look at the blanket. I'll say with disgust, she'll grab the blanket and like go to the middle of the room and like go where she usually meditates and puts the blanket on.
Yeah.
You know? And then remind me, is there a ladder in the room? Or did you guys not do that?
Is there the cold has actually affected you so much that you don't notice this with your low con check. Your focus now is upon getting those limbs back to a state where you actually can understand that you have them.
And then was her like one hand out so that could be like that, you know, and like the fire can be like right here. She's gonna cast Produce Flame so that she can like slowly start warming up.
Excellent.
Yes.
Yeah, so the warmth starts in your palm, between each finger, and you feel those fingertips beginning to warm, and gradually it starts to follow down your arm, and you stare into that flickering flame that sits upon your palm, and you look deep into it. Rook, you had just come back from the rooftops also, carrying young Jess. You carried her them when they slept, and along with Grant, her pet rat, their pet rat, you climbed down, and they are now with you. Where did you leave them? In the bar? I can't remember. Did you place them in a booth?
No, I went up to my room and tucked them in bed, and then went back down to the bar.
Yeah, everyone else has made that sort of time in the bar had finished, and you have made your way to your room since then.
Okay.
The conversations with Arden and Nan had come to their natural conclusion. The notes had been written for Sin, and you'd made your way upstairs, and you go into your room, and there is a softly snoring tiefling and a loudly snoring Grant.
Yes, I'm gonna kind of just. Is there a chair in the room?
Yes, there is.
Yeah, I'm just gonna quietly place myself in the chair and just kind of just that thing that like dads do, where they kind of just sit there and just kind of put their head down and close their eyes.
Just as you're about to, there's a tap tap at the door.
Okay. I'm going to kind of open the door slightly just so I can see who it is.
As you look straight out, you don't see, but you look down, and there's Treese.
Okay. As soon as I see Treese, I'm just going to be like, and then I'll kind of step out and close the door behind me.
She says, no, Master Rook. Here. She hands you a much nicer looking blanket than the ones that are on the bed, and says, please.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Treese. I might be needing this tonight, so thank you. What do I owe you?
Nothing. This is. I can see you care for your party greatly.
Mhm.
You care for many around you, like young Jess. I see some of me in you. I would like to maybe talk more to you at some point, but not on this late night, not after what we have done tonight, and we have laid dear Dennis to rest. Take the blanket and wrap up warm. My bones hurt. It's going to be a cold one.
Yes, thank you, Treese. Yes, I will. I'll stay nice and warm, and then I will see you in the morning.
The candle that she holds on the stand in the other hand gutters in the flame and nearly blows out. She puts her hand. They put the hand round, and it stops for a second, and she takes it away. Says, "Good night, Master Rook."
Good night, Treese. Sleep well.
The door is shut, and you're welcome to go back to your chair.
I'm gonna kind of check on Jess just to make sure that she's there, kind of okay, and just kind of look over. They asleep? Yes. Little kiss on
They're snoring happily.
kiss on the
Grant,
forehead of
Oh.
both Jess and Grant. and then I shall return to myself.
Brian like rolls onto its back. The back legs kick a couple of times, and then the snoring continues. You make your way to your chair and you pull up this you unfold the blanket. On the outside, it looked slightly finer weave. On the inside, it is the thick, unwoven of a screesia. So it's fluff and softness, that thick pelt on the inside, and you pull it up around you and you feel yourself starting to drift. What's on your mind as you start drifting?
Rook can't get the thought, the vision that he was shown out of his head. He's not stopped thinking about it. The only time that he stopped thinking about it was when he was on the roof with Jess and just talking and putting the world to rights. As soon as he came down and as soon as he was back in the tavern and back kind of on the ground, all Rook can think about is this vision, his friends around him, and how he is going to try his damned hardest not to let that happen.
And you close your eyes and you drift off slow. Next we have Arden. Arden, tell me.
So Arden kind of, after he's finished up with Nan and seen Sin and Nyala come in and just has that short conversation and then goes up to bed, shuffles up to bed and kind of just lies on his back staring at the ceiling and kind of, I suppose, under his breath starts talking. In his own head, he doesn't know whether he's talking to himself or to anybody else or anyone that's listening. I don't know whether any of you are listening. I've made a point of not talking to any of you before. But in the off chance any of you are hearing this, we're going somewhere pretty dangerous. I don't think we're strong enough. I don't think I'm strong enough to keep at least everyone safe. We're going to need all the help we can get. I don't know what we're going to find. I don't know what we're going to do. But I just hope we get back for Devil's sake.
Exactly. Again, you start hearing the wind picking up outside, and the shutters are pulled shut on the front of the windows. They begin to clatter ever so slightly in this gathering breeze that might be the foretelling of storm coming. Nan, tell me what you are thinking as you climb into those sheets, rough woven from the wool of screesia, yet warming still, well insulated. You can tell this will, once your body's become insulated with inside, you will hopefully be warm.
I'm assuming there's a Ketu with me.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Nan is reasonably simple kind of person. They don't really they try not to dwell on things that have happened in the past, and they try and take more current happenings as more of an indication of what relationships in life could be like. So they're feeling, yeah, they're feeling happy to have kind of confided within Arden about this kind of unusual, well, maybe not so unusual within this kind of world, but you know, deficit that they can't, you know, they haven't been kind of taught in the same way that maybe more privileged folks have. They are determined, and they're mostly determined to repair what is happening between the group, potentially with around Sin, although they still don't quite know what to do about it. They just kind of have an optimism which could be could edge into naivety, and I think, you know, she doesn't necessarily say these things out loud, but she thinks them very deeply and very hard, while kind of just grooming Ketu and giving him lots of attention, and kind of just settles in and kind of trusts. I think that's it.
As you are petting Ketu, you suddenly feel the fur go not as the fur should be when relaxed. Goes flat at the back, the hackle raises slightly, and both ears pop up, and the nose is raised towards the window, sniffing.
Oh, what's happening, Ketu? I'll get up and move carefully towards the window. Have a look.
You look, and your shutter outside is swinging. So
But not banging.
No, the window is like this, and then there's shutters on the outer side. It's like one of them's come, but starting to blow more.
That's odd.
You probably think if you were to leave it like that and the storm gets any worse, that you're going to lose panels of glass.
I will. Is there a way to kind of close it from if I open up the window? Is that something that's okay, cool.
There's a latch and a little bolt and stuff you can see.
Okay. I will open up the window and close the shutter, and well, I'll try. I'll see whether it works.
Is stiff in the frame, but moves up. It's been winter for a long time, as you can remember. It's only just turning spring with Melora's Eye just a few weeks past the celebration of spring to come. The winter damp has swollen this wood stiff, and you pull, and eventually you jerk it up, and you are able on one backswing to grab the panel. But as you open that little gap, the ice wind comes into your room, swirls round you, little eddies of snowflakes swirl round inside the space, and you quickly slam, and the window is shut, and the snowflakes settle, and the modicum of heat that comes from the floor below, the warmth of the party still drifts up through the floorboards, and the feeling of the merriment and the dancing of the bare feet on the floor of the goblins and yourselves probably, has left a residual heat from those of familial bodies, and the flakes melt. Nyala, where did you sleep?
For now, I'm not sleeping.
Where did you go?
Nyala is outside in the corridor, doing back and forth a bit, looking everyone going to sleep, and just brushing a familiar's fur bits, mumbling things like, "You chose quite a weak master, if you ask me. I don't know why you came to me. I don't know why you came to someone like me."
Make a perception check.
I made one in advance in case, because so it's a dirty 20.
You hear Arden speaking out loud.
That's so I just look at the door and just sigh and look at Queenie and kiss his head and be like, "Be a dear, stay with Sin, I guess, and just stay with them all night. I need I need to talk to someone. I just need some calm. I just need to concentrate. I need to stay focused."
You have been up all night, all of you. You are all feeling quite exhausted, some might say. You approach the door, and what do you do?
Just knock 2 times on the door and wait a bit, like speaking, like murmuring a bit.
Arden,
Arden,
you hear 2 taps on your door.
sir, you up?
Mhm.
Can I come in?
Arden opens the door.
And you can
You-
see that, you can see just she was angry earlier, but she was somewhat energetic and everything. But Sarah is just, she looked exhausted, and not only physically, just
There's a
not
beautiful,
crushed, but
there's a beautiful word, I think, that would probably suit this setting. The word is crestfallen.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like where you've been high and finally the weight of the world is piling on top and you can no longer raise your shoulders.
yeah, kind of like this. She does look defeated. She just look at him like, "Hey,
We've got a busy day tomorrow. You should probably get some sleep."
I know, but Arden, sir,
Mhm.
am I a good kitty, or am I a good person?"
Why are you asking yourself that?
Because
Don't be coy here. You're not asking me. You're asking yourself. So why?
since the beginning of this adventure, I would say, at the beginning, I was sure what was everything I was believing into, everything I was sure, everything I was determined to do to go search and even who I was partially. I lied to you. When I told you I didn't care about who I was, when I tell all the others that I just didn't want to know because I was satisfied with what I was. I just lied because I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to be human. I don't know I don't know people. And I just do it because I have no choice. And I hate it. And I don't know why. I shouldn't feel like that.
A gust of cold comes along the corridor unbidden, and the fur on your back rises, Nyala. You shiver. Arden, you see this shiver, you see this cold.
I hate this. I shouldn't be here. I should be on my island. I should have died that day. I should have been there. Just burn.
You can probably tell, it wouldn't take a genius, that certain elements of this conversation have resonated with Arden in a way that have made him uncomfortable.
Yeah.
For reasons unknown. We should probably light a fire.
Yeah.
There is a small hearth with some kindling in your room, Arden. Not much. Just a small, not even like a pot stove type thing that you might be able to get a modicum of heat from if you gather close.
Yeah.
You walk over and do you light it, Nyala?
Yeah, just
There is a blanket pulled from the bed. You sit beside the fire. And again, you look into it, and fire has a strange magic in its own way. It's neither here nor there. It is just a reaction to two things. And you stare into it, and gradually, each of your eyes, as much as you want to share in your secrets and your passions and your dreams and your desires, they go unspoken as you stare upon the flame. Sin, you're looking at the fire. You're looking at a campfire. You're sat upon a tree stump. Your feet are bare. Your toes mingling in evening dewed grass. And a column of smoke climbs up from the fire in front of you. What do you do?
Oh, can I assume this is like on in her mind.
I'm just telling you.
Oh, okay. Well, she'll be cautious because she was freezing in a room. Now she's like a forest, so to speak.
Mm.
I'll say she'll like slowly start looking around, see
Yeah,
if she notices anyone.
you see in the tree where you sit, thick forest gathered tight in around, and trees for miles, so thick that you cannot see very far at all. Great old twisted roots knot and drive beneath the earth. And you feel the heat in the fire.
Did you say I'm next to it? Like sitting down or standing up?
You're sitting what appears to be on a tree stump,
Okay.
strategically sort of placed around a fire. You might call this a camp circle, a campfire circle, something like that. Maybe
Oh,
a
okay.
base of sorts.
I guess I'll stand up and start walking around.
Make a perception check, please.
Got you.
I want you to do a perception and then a wisdom, please.
Perception. Where is it? Right here. All right, 17 for the perception. And what? Check or save for wisdom?
Straight up wisdom, please. Maybe with survival, if you want, you could do survival.
I already got a natural 20. So I'm good.
Okay. Your perception, you hear something at the edge of your hearing. It's the far side of the fire. The crackling of the fire is disturbing it somewhat, but you hear something like music from the far side of the fire, but you can't see. The fire climbs too high. You can't quite see where it comes from. You'd have to walk around this fire to see. Your wisdom tells you you're in Gargamel. You're in your forest. You're not far from Pelephone. Not at all.
I'll slowly make my way to the music.
You do. The rest of you, you are in the rooms where you have decided to stay. Rook, Niala, Nan, and Arden. And it is an unseasonably cold night on Frohast. And you think with the Festival of Melora's Eye just gone but a few weeks that some of that sun should be greeting the lifeless lands and storing it within its frozen turf to be radiated back out in the darkest parts of the night. Not on this night, my friends. No, the ground is frozen, solid, cold. And the wind begins to whip against the shutters and windows, and no matter how firm they are shut, it always finds an ingress through, and it seeks out any part of bare flesh that it can find and casts goose flesh up and down your arms, and shudders come unbidden from your bodies. And then comes the snow and the hail that rattles against the window like grain being thrown into a pail. You pull those blankets tight around you. The rough wool weft of the scresia is a great comfort as you snuggle deep and into those well-stuffed beds and the stuffed chair that you sit in, Maruk. Your hard-earned efforts have afforded you these places of comfort and warmth. And many paths lie ahead of you on the morrow. Each of you has a thread to weave into this tapestry, and they are being woven together into this picture that we call existence, much like the threads of the blankets that you pull close about you. The wastes of snow await you on the morrow. What will it hold? What adventures and mysteries await in the blinding white dawn of Frohast morning? Your eyes are heavy and sleep draws close on this frigid night and then swallows you whole, dark and deep, soft as satin, holds you pressed to its bosom and lets you rest at last. Rook, you're washing a pan. This looks like a piece of steel, very clean. You are determined to get this pan clean. You're scrubbing your dearest at this pan in a large steel sink.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
I'm going to use my knowledge of cleaning steel swords to kind of not kind of rub, just kind of just scrape one way with all the force of a giant fucking bugbear.
Yeah.
Until I can see my damn reflection in this pan, and I'm going to make it as shiny as military kind of quality.
Yeah, any sort of medal or would be glad to receive this level of buffing.
Yes.
It does so, and you put the last dish upon the side next to a pair of forceps. And you pull the plug from the drain and a bubbly red swirl of water and red goes down the plug hole. Your hands are wet. You shake them. You find a towel to towel off, and you hear someone humming.
I'm going to kind of look up from my strong scrubbing and kind of, do I recognise the tune that this person is humming?
You don't recognise the tune, but you do recognise the hum.
Okay. I'm going to kind of look over to who I know the hum to be from.
It's not inside this room, it's somewhere off outside. You look round, you're in a kind of storage room with an array of these trays, an array of strange medical looking supplies, bandages and sort of things that look like they are built to repair and hold together bodies when they have suffered.
Okay. I'm going to look down at my arms. Are my arms all good?
They feel sore.
Okay. Not But I thought it was. Okay, yeah, I'm going to kind of follow the sound of the humming.
You begin to walk around and you see in a large space with multiple workbenches and a large green tank at one end that fills the whole wall. And you see working at one of these benches something with a large moustache sticking out either side of its head. Its back's to you.
And I kind of walk over, kind of almost a bit gingerly, kind of put my hand on his shoulder. Just kind of lovely tune there. Lovely tune.
He's, oh,
Boo.
look, I thought I told you to scrub those balls.
Oh, well, sorry?
I thought I told you to scrub up.
Scrubbed up. All done.
Oh, I am sorry. I get so involved in my tinkering.
So
You can see that he is working upon some sort of, it looks like a mechanical foot, like intricate gears and pistons and levers exist within this piece of bronze artificery.
are you ever going to tell me what the hell you're doing here?
What I'm doing here,
Like with all this metal.
I'm doing what I did to you.
Come again?
I'm doing what I did to you, what I've always done.
Sorry, it's I had a fair bit of drinks. What do you want about?
Well, they come here. When they come here in pieces and I try to put them together. Some of them come out all right. You turned out all right.
Only all right. Oh, you flatter me.
I suppose that head wound was quite serious.
Head wound.
Yeah? He points to your left ear.
I don't ever really recall having a head wound.
Well, that's the thing about head wounds. If you're hit hard enough, you might not.
When was this? When did I?
Look at yourself. And he turns a mirror that he's been using to look at some strange part inside the mechanism that he couldn't quite see from this angle, but needed to have tools inside this way. And the mirror was to operate at a different angle. And as he tilts it, you see that your entire left ear is not there.
Well, that would explain a lot.
You see great stitching and you see a metal plate.
That would also explain why my head felt a bit heavy.
Don't worry, we'll reattach it once that's accepted.
I'm sorry, reattach what, my ear?
Yes.
You can do it. Oh wow, you're smarter than I remember.
He gestures to the tank. Is that here it is? You see like bubbling in this tank, like you see like your ear drift around inside a tank.
Sorry, I'm not as you know, not great with seeing my own ear in a bloody tank.
Sorry, we have to keep it fresh.
I know.
Can't get this tune out of my head.
What tune is it? Where do I know that from? Where that I can't think of the name of the song, and now that you've done that, that's going to be in my head all day now.
You start humming it slightly, and you feel like it might actually not be just emanating from him, but from below the bench that he's working on.
Sorry, as you can tell, bloated head. What's your name again? Sorry.
Really, Maruk?
You're not. You may well know my name, but I'm the one that's had the blow to the head. Remember?
Says, how? I don't know when it'll stick in your head. The name is Blint. Blint Froxert.
Yes. Sorry. Yes. That rings a bell. What are you working on, Blint?
It's a foot.
A foot that can hum.
No, the foot isn't humming.
What's humming then?
You hear music coming from under the table. It's the same tune.
I'm gonna kind of take a step back and kind of peer under the table.
There is a small cupboard.
What's in there, buddy?
I don't know. I can't look in there right now. And he's like got these fine tweezers, tiny cog.
Then I'm sure you won't mind if I just see what's making that bloody noise.
Oh, help yourself. Maybe I'll get this tune out of my head.
Potentially. I'm gonna kind of squat down and open the cupboard.
Okay, you did. Arden. You're walking in the rain. It is pouring. You are soaked to the skin. Your clothing that you wear is not what you normally wear. You are wrapped in some sort of martial art training garb. You are striding furiously along a valley. A fast-flowing river runs beside you. You are very angry.
I also look at my arm, my forearm.
You see what you expect to see.
Okay.
Intact.
Okay.
Nyala, you see a man standing in the rain, staring at his arm. You know this to be Arden, but he looks somehow different.
Somewhat what?
Yeah. Tell us how you looked back then.
Oh boy.
A lot
Arden.
younger.
Yeah.
A lot younger. Probably maybe 17, 18. Younger than Yala is now. Probably longer hair. No stubbly beard or anything like that. Probably a fair bit shorter, scrawnier.
Like the years of training hadn't quite taken effect yet. Like the sinew that you're used to seeing, that tight packed muscle that can strike a lightning blow, hasn't quite come to fruition. You see the beginnings of grace in the movements, that you see a boyish frustration, and you can tell that you feel it emanating, Nyala, like this, a rage.
Down by the waterside, Arden's going to look for a rock. Just any old rock.
Yep, yes, easy
And
to
then
find.
he's going to try and smash it against a larger rock
Mhm.
to try and give it a sharp edge.
It fractures.
And
It
then
is like a flint kind of, or slate maybe is more kind of a black, dark, hard rock with jagged edges.
and then he'll start scraping away at his arm with that rock.
Yeah,
Can you-
that's gonna run. At this point, she's just going to run. Catch his arm, catch the rock, and like, are you out on your fucking mind?
Do I
Arden.
recognize her?
100%.
I would be. I'm younger, I presume.
No,
No? Okay.
you are as you are. You see a tabaxi that you know to be Nyala leaning over you, holding back your arm from an action that you know you well took. But this wasn't how it played out.
I pull my arm back. You're not meant to be here.
Yeah, no shit. What the fuck are you doing, sir?
What are you doing here?
I have no fucking clue. I was just going to sleep in the tavern and I just wake up here. Why is it raining? Fucking hell, I hate this. I hate the rain.
This isn't right.
What's not right?
You being here like this isn't right.
Well, tell me what it is, what time it is. Arden,
You see a fisherman. You see a
Sorry.
fisherman somewhere down the river on a little jetty sticking out. See a little lantern with him, all dressed in waterproofs. You can just see the shape, you know, like a rod in hand, and then big hood, and a line in the water.
I drop the rock and I just turn and make my way towards him.
You follow me on?
oh yeah, full of, yeah.
The
What's
jetty.
this?
Sorry, could you say again? You went a bit glitchy.
To Arden.
What did you say? Sorry.
I say, what's this to? What's this to Arden?
I don't know.
You walk out on the jetty. The river
When?
flows. You walk out on this small jetty. The river flows quickly beneath the bridge. The figure is all draped. Rain runs down the multi-layered hat, hood, jacket combo, and the bucket of bait beside him squirms delightfully with this moisture coming from the sky. Seems to stimulate these little bugs and maggots into a writhing frenzy, and the figure has its back to you. And you hear a humming.
Hello?
No response.
Am I?
Hello?
Sorry, Arden.
Hello?
No response.
Are we here? Are we really here? Where are we even? I don't even recognize the place.
This is my memory.
Oh, fuck. Oh, we are fuck. Oh, boy. Oh, no. Oh, wait. Why me? Why me? This is always on me. This is always on me. I'm not prepared for this. I should have stayed on the island.
Yala. Yala,
What?
please be quiet.
Why is it always with you?
Tap the man on the shoulder.
He turns around and you see darkness within his cape. And Nan, it's a beautiful sunny day. The waters are cool against your bare feet as they dip into the stream and swing gently in the flowing river. Your fingers press deep into dry, hot earth and the smell of heather, that sweet smell of nectar, the low humming drone of bees collecting for honey that you know will taste good. You look up and you see floating down the river great logs from your left to right, it would be. They are coming down from Entwash. You know where they go. You know they travel to the villages on the mouth to be processed, to be treated, to be used in whatever way they so shall fit. What purpose they are for, you don't know, but you know this to be a good day. What would you like to do?
What time of day would you say it is? Is the midday-ish?
It feels like you should have had lunch, but you haven't had lunch.
I was probably slacking off, collecting things for lunch, right? I should probably get back.
You maybe think that you could be having a bit of a daydreaming time. You might have just thought that your feet were too hot and needed to cool them in those gentle waters, and maybe dip your toes into that gentle sand.
I guess I'll sort of look around and see, if I'm, maybe indulge a little bit longer, but I just want to see maybe I'm being a bit too cheeky, and I'm going to see if I can sense if anyone's around.
Make a perception check, please.
Okay. 14.
It's not too hard to see someone around. You look up and helping pilot these, like a kind of herding of sorts, but with logs on a river, is someone on a raft, and they are punting it with a stick deftly between the logs, and also kind of grouping them back together when one starts trying to drift off into the wrong slipstream. You reckon this to be Quig Dunsatuff.
I see. As long as I'm not you know, in the way of what is going to happen. I think I'll just, you know, watch them go on by and kind of give them a wave.
Quig notices you on the banks, and after knocking a few of these great logs into place, like sort of hails you, waves, and then kind of knocks the raft closer through these logs that are drifting down out to the great seas. This is Nanyala. Good day.
Good day.
He is a human, quite boyish, young, you would say. He has a flop of blonde hair upon the head, and the beginnings of some sort of beard, but it's too blonde to really count at the moment. It's not darkened as yet. He wears the traditional kind of garb, sensible top with several blocks of wood actually strapped to the vest and rolled up sort of leather trousers. He says, "Good day."
Good day. How is the river treating you?
Fine. It's a fine day. Doesn't flow too quick. There's plenty of wood, and yeah, it's quite. He blushes a bit and he says, "Beautiful."
Well, I was just taking a short break, but I probably should be heading back. It's always nice to see fellows here. And I'll just kind of, that's the extent of Nan's small talk.
He says, "It's always lovely to see you too."
Yes, thank you. Is that true?
Insight check, please.
I mean, even if it is, you probably won't believe it. 13.
You think it is.
Hmm.
He says, "You're hungry?"
Ah, yes, it's a little after lunch. I think I got distracted. I think I got distracted when I was probably supposed to be doing something in preparation for lunch.
Hold on. And he nearly drops his pole in the water, but then he kind of tucks the pole under his arm and then is trying to get inside this very well-sealed satchel while he's balancing just his 2 feet on this small raft. And he reaches in and he grabs the thing and chucks it towards you, and you catch a small, really sticky honey-covered bun.
Oh, honey covered what?
Like a bun, like a little cake of something.
Oh, where did you get this?
Mum made them for me and Dad.
You're so lucky.
That's for you, that is.
Thank you. It's been more years than I can count since I've had something like this. Thank you.
He blushes and says, "I best be going. Dad sees me chatting and slack. He'll say I'm slacking."
I know the feeling.
Yeah.
Be safe.
Are you going to get in trouble?
Maybe, but there's always a lesson.
He nods like he knows what you mean and looks sad slightly in his eyes. He punts away from the edge of the river and you turn back to the shore and start beginning to make your way in as you munch your bun. As you do so, you hear a humming. But it's more like a, I don't know, it's very airy, like a breath almost, like a.
How strange.
Coming from the ground to your right.
Oh, close.
Very close. Find some rushes or some sort of long, like marron grass, maybe type stuff.
Sorry, looking at the chat, I shouldn't. Okay, I'm gonna guard my sticky bun, and kind of maybe use something, maybe the end of my bow to just kind of part the reeds and see what it is.
You see a rabbit. A white rabbit. There's
Humming.
No, the humming's not coming from the rabbit, but there's something about the rabbit. The ears are too short,
Oh,
tail too long, too fluffy,
hmm.
and the way it sniffs the air reminds you of somebody or something.
Oh. Is it a good feeling, a good remind?
Oh yeah.
I take some of the sticky bun and I kind of
Hungry. You remember hungry. It eats what is proffered. And you, as you look closer, it looks like less like a bunny and then more like maybe like a very small fox.
Ah.
A small white fox.
Huh. I'm gonna take a bigger bit of the bun and kind of place it, because is there like a bank or is it like a slope or?
You're coming like a trench and there's a bank on the side. You've climbed up from the bank, like which was a small beach,
Yeah.
and then you've come up
Okay.
like a small trench like this, and there's like it's where the path is walked, and you're
Right.
moving in between two higher banks. But to the right, there was a small clearing.
Okay.
You kind of part it, and then there's a small fox rabbit.
Okay. I think but the distance between us is not, so there's not like a big distance.
No.
Okay.
You're very close to this little rabbit fox.
Okay, I will take a good piece so that my fingers might not get bitten if I do hold it out, and I'll hold it out. And
it takes the whole piece, but then sits. It's a fox, but it sits up like a rabbit, and then begins to move like a rabbit, and hops towards a burrow. And burrow is the source of the music.
Oh. I finished the bun. Because it's past lunch. And I will go towards the burrow.
You do so, and
have a peek in.
You peek in, and you blink into darkness. All of you are standing together on top of a large hill. The hill has a small depression in the center of it, where it seems like maybe like someone's dug a fire pit, but it's got overgrown. There's stuff growing out of it. And as you look down from this rotund mound, you see a great forest that extends in front of you and behind you. Behind you is darkness. Towards the other end, you see smoke rising somewhere far off in the trees. Either side of this long progression of forest that goes on for who knows how long is a great wall. High, higher than you could possibly climb or conceivably fly. You are in some sort of valley, but within the base of this valley, you are on a rise. You see all of your friends. Arden is dripping wet. Nan is got bare feet and crumbs and sticky hands. Rook hasn't got an ear, and
Sorry,
Sin,
not muted.
and Sin, Sin smells strongly of campfire, like you've been right near a campfire.
Do I still look young?
You don't look young, but you are still wet.
Am I wet too?
Yeah, soaked to the skin.
I look at my arm again.
Your arm is how you expect to see it when you were young, before you left.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to look at it too.
He rolls his sleeve down.
Sorry?
I think it's for you, Arden. I think I didn't hear
Sorry?
you.
Oh, sorry. I thought he rolls his sleeve down
He rolls his sleeve
to
down.
try
Sorry,
and cover up
What
his
do
arm.
I
Okay.
see?
and make a perception check. Let's see if you see it.
Okay, let me just, because camera's down, so I can't see shit.
While they're rolling, is Ketu here?
Mm-hmm.
14.
Nice.
In his fox form or fox rabbit form?
It's a. At first, you don't. It kind of changes. It's like a polymorph. You know, like one of those things where, like, it. You guys probably just about see the tail end of it being rabbit, but then it's back to Ketu. Sorry, what did you get, Niala?
14.
What does she see, Jordan? She's standing right next to you. It's not hard.
Okay. She sees a tattoo, probably about that big, on my forearm. It's just a black tattoo of. It's just a hummingbird.
Ew,
a black-
motherfucker.
A black hummingbird on my arm. Fuck. The same kind of hummingbird that's on the ring I gave you.
Yeah, I
Yep.
figured.
Yep.
Okay, what we're going to do is take a quick break before we proceed onwards. All right.
You
then we'll
motherfucker.
Some of the.
Excuse me, Pete.
So good. That was so
Excuse
good.
me. You
What?
professional. You
Yeah.
absolute
That
professional.
was so
What the
good.
fuck?
That was so good.
Enjoying it?
So good.
Yeah.
Mind-blowingly good.
Welcome back to Out of the Cold, guys.
All right.
Make me look like an amateur, why don't you?
Literally.
I am an amateur, so I don't mind.
We will start somewhere.
Mhm.
Now I kind of regretted not to see my part.
Oh,
It-
well, I think it's quite sweet, though. It's
Yeah.
Maybe
Pete's
there's
got
a
plans.
Maybe there's a reason, Yala.
Oh boy.
A reason?
I just hope I'm not coming from another plane. Baby, what are
Well,
you
playing
doing?
about with each other's memories by the sounds of it.
Well, we're starting to find out where each of us are sort of from. What the fuck is going on with Rook, though, George? I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
What?
Bionic bugbear.
What did you smoke when you wrote this backstory?
Fuck knows,
Can I
mate.
have some?
Fuck knows what's going on.
Did you write this backstory,
No.
or is this one that's been provided for
This
you?
is one that's I'm pretty sure has been provided for me, and I am
Excellent.
fucking loving it.
Nice.
I think
It's-
I have a theory why, so I'm not in. Well, one, because I'm with Arden, and two, I am technically a mind wizard.
Oh, you can't. Do you have the ability where you can't be magically put to sleep?
No, I don't have this one. So I can influence someone's mind to do whatever I want for a short period of time.
Oh, okay. I thought, because I know there's certain things, certain classes have certain abilities where they or certain racial traits where they can't be magically put to sleep.
But Sin
That's
can be put
elf.
to
And they
sleep,
can't
because
have,
Sin's a
and they
half
can't have their
elf.
dreams affected. I don't know. Is Sin
I
half
think
elf?
it's
I thought she was full elf.
Sin's DS.
Is Sin half elf or full elf? I thought she was full elf.
No, I keep saying half elf, but keep saying elf. Like, okay, and then
So she's
like, I
half
got
elf.
someone else. Yeah, she's a half elf.
She's half elf. Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because at the beginning I thought she was a half elf, but as we've gone on, I was like, she an elf?
Yeah, he kept saying elf, and now that it's his game, and now they want to.
Well,
like,
well,
oh,
no, you've got. I think he's just saying that you've got elven features, which is
Yeah.
true.
I say, I think the only ones that can't have their dreams affected is Kalashtar.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was the one, Kalashtar. Yeah, they can't be
Yes,
magically put
yes.
to sleep,
Mm.
and they don't dream.
Because there
I
are
think elves can.
children between spirits and humans, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
I'm sorry,
lore
my cat is
behind
just
them
being
is so good.
extremely
So-
cute.
There goes that theory. I have no idea. I don't know what's happening to us right here.
I love it when Pete has fun though. This is
Yeah,
the
Yeah, he's obviously
good.
gone. Okay, let's pull out some backstory now and get them all.
we had a little 3-shot break.
Yeah.
Everyone is getting a backstory, but I'm thinking more and more that Niala is not exactly from this plane. Maybe not, because in the whole memory and everything, when she's starting to explain planes and everything, she just had this memory when someone was explaining to her when she was extremely young.
I mean, how many levels of the dream world are we down? Like, how far in Inception are we, Pete? Have we reached
Two?
limbo yet? Are we in a dream within a dream within? What's even real anymore?
The fire.
That's for you
Oh,
to find out. That's what the players need to do.
I knew Trace was. I knew it.
Trish is the big bad, confirmed. She's put us all to sleep and put us all in
This
I
is
the
wouldn't
just
say she's a big
drugged us
bad,
full. No,
but I would
think,
say
I think the
she
storm
has-
has got something to
yeah.
do with it.
I'll be
And,
back in a bit. I'm just making pudding.
Yeah.
Again.
I think this storm might have something to do with it. This unnatural storm that isn't right for the time of year.
Mm-hmm. And with the lightning that we saw before going to sleep and everything.
It's actually just Lakiri. Just be like with these fucking illusions. Yeah, so that's the guy that I played last week, Lakiri.
Ah, that's a name.
Yeah.
Oh, was that an auto gen or did you find that one? Name
No. Bit of both.
with an edit.
Yeah. It was auto gem with a little bit of an edit.
I have this way of doing like I'm making like a table gradually of like D&D
Aw.
names,
Mm.
and I just
Maybe.
sit and I put them into one text document at the moment, and it's so really fun just to put strange like syllables together
Yeah.
to make names, like and then somehow they'll automatically almost define the character out of my head. Like I'll say like I'll start with say Ray, like the RE sound, and then it will like change into something completely different. Like I don't know. It's Yitin of Nolax. I've got a character called Yitin of Nolax. I have no idea what that is at all at the moment, but that person is like of Nolax, and that's now, now like a place. It's just so wonderful just to be able to like make like a whole story out of just like a name,
Yeah.
and where you're like, I don't know, like my thought tunnels go, they just, and like create these wonderful, I don't know, just like it's like daydreaming with a structure, isn't it? Like when you think
Yeah.
about new stuff.
Yeah.
It's really red tonight, by the way, guys. I don't know whether you've seen it.
I can't see it from my window.
It's like
I
really
can't see
orange.
it either. I have a cat on my laps.
I'll send you some photos of like the bay where I live.
Talking about the moon.
Yeah,
It was the blue moon last night. The
I missed it. I wanted to see it.
It showed red here in Cornwall, and it was like it was doing some crazy because I live right near St Michael's Mount.
nice.
So it does like weird, like we get all those weird like floating boat effects all the time where the horizon messes with like refractions of light and no, it's just great. Like it's so weird. It's beautiful and it's lovely and it's very strange to live this close to the ocean. Like
I got before we jump back
Oh,
in,
by
I
the
got
way,
a new
guys.
tarot set I want to show you. Oh, it's really nice.
Oh,
What's that? Sorry, I missed that.
tarot. I think
Taro.
Oh.
Aren't you not supposed to buy your own tarot?
No, you're not supposed to buy your first set.
Oh, cool.
You're meant to be gifted them.
Yeah.
No.
You can summon demons. I'm gonna summon so many demons.
yay.
I mean,
So
Too
good.
late. They're already
It's
here.
really good.
They're already inside my head.
So what are we
By the
fighting now,
way,
Pete? Are we
guys.
fighting a dream elemental?
No, we're fighting the soy sauce elemental.
It'll
We ate too much cheese and we had weird dreams.
Yeah.
it's going to be a brie
Don't
element.
talk to me about cheese.
By the
didn't quite-
way, Saturday is the 28th, and it's my birthday.
Oh, happy
Was it?
birthday Saturday!
When's your birthday?
On
What
the
date?
28th.
Saturday.
Oh, 2 days after mine.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
No, you're kidding.
Yeah.
You'll
I'm on the
get it.
26th.
Oh my god.
So one shot, Luke.
Oh,
Don't make me cry.
One shots.
Don't make me cry.
We'll
Can I
end up
play with
playing
the
till our
items that I
next
give you?
birthdays, all of us.
Oh.
Oh, it was the best game, man. I really
one
loved
thing I've learned: keep one shots even more simple.
Yeah.
it. I reckon you could have got it done in one shot, but you needed to hurry us. Like we spent like
I was
nearly
like,
an hour like mucking around
you
in the
gonna do,
bushes
guys?
outside the house.
so is this where you're going to do the ambush?
Oh,
Okay. So is this where you're going to do the ambush? Okay. Oh, you want to do this? Okay. Cool. So is this,
Hey, the cart is coming.
let's just
But
enjoy it. So I was just like, you know,
think-
I'm going to allow it. I'm
Just
just going
think.
to let them do what they want.
If you hadn't have taken so long, you would have never got my asshole of a character.
Oh yeah, true. He was absolutely fantastically awful. He was a right bastard. I loved him.
We love bastard characters though.
And
And I'm so good at playing them.
Nana was like did you watch that replay bit, Errol, at all? Where like Nana got
No, not yet.
finally got what's his name? Sorry, I've forgotten again.
Lakiri.
Lakiri. Yeah, that was cool. Like
Is it uploaded? I didn't think it was uploaded for some reason.
I did.
I think I was
Toads 3 did go up. I'd
okay.
check it.
Yeah.
Also, you haven't seen me play a bastard, so you can't tell you. You're
I'd love a
good.
one shot with an evil Celia.
The genie's safe and the wish key.
Can we
On
do it like
the-
an evil one shot at some point? Where we're all just bastards.
Sure.
I think that would be really funny, but to like be in a
Escape
place
from the blood keep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
something like that, something really miserable.
So funny.
On the YouTube, Pete, there's
Yeah.
only Totacular Part 1.
I saw part 2.
It's out
Me
of
too.
order
For
because
some reason, yeah, he released part 2 after part 1 after part 2.
part 1 failed on upload on the processing, so part 1 should be on this also.
I can't see it. I can't see it.
Oh, okay.
I see.
Let's have a look.
I'll have to have a look, or some. No, I'll have a look. I've got a
Okay,
look.
Lemon
Well,
yogurt.
Don't let me hold things up because I can't
Yeah,
find
okay. We'll look at it later. I'll have a check and make sure they're all
Prosecco
public.
truffles,
Right, go away.
No,
because I'm a fancy bitch.
only one is out.
Okay.
Oh no! It is. Tentacular 2 is before.
Yeah, but what about Totacular 3?
Tentacular
Okay.
3 is
Yeah,
not
no,
on.
what?
Well, it's cut, and maybe it's just not uploaded. That was maybe I was just uploading to the other channel. Maybe something I don't know. Maybe it's gone on the other channel like an idiot. But I haven't.
Can I
published
just-
it on the other channel.
Can I just say the thumbnail for Totacular What Part 1, Diaz, the thumbnail shot of you looks like a full-on like vanity
Yeah, it's like-
photo like shot. It should be like your like profile picture for things.
Yeah.
It's like it's a good
It's a
Proper
good
view.
photo. It's a
The
nice
pictures I use for
pose.
profiles have to be me looking like a hobo. So I look too good in that. I can't.
You should have loads then.
Yeah. Yeah.
What did he say?
I'm joking.
No, you're not.
Be
Here I
nice to
am.
your date.
Right, are we ready
I'm
to
talking
jump
to
back
George.
in, everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on, fuck with our minds a bit more.
Good. Let's go.
The magia
Hello,
of the
every-
Calasta.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Out of the Cold. And this is everything that was going on, and we're going to do some more stuff. Upon a hill, very rounded, little hole in the center with something growing out of it. A path that leads up towards the smoke. Behind nothing but this thick forest, and to either side great walls that rise up. What would you like to do?
Like, are we all together, or are we kind of like dotted separately about?
You feel like, imagine if you were stepping out if you stepped through a waterfall, but only actually two of you are wet, but like stepping through a waterfall, like kind of like, do you remember Stargate? When the guy puts his face through that kind of liquid metal type, mercury surface, but you don't see anything that has that effect, but it's that sort of like surfacing from underwater. That
Okay. I'm gonna kind of look around, see how close like the others are. Kind of like look around and see.
within 10 to
Who I can
5,
see.
some of them 5 feet, some of them 10 feet.
Okay.
In a rough line facing towards this area of smoke, this area of great, like a depression in the forest. You're on this like rise, and you see down before you, like if you're looking towards me, the hills like this, and then there's like a depression, and this is forest.
Can I see anything that's not my friends?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Rook,
Find where I put my sheet.
please tell me this is you getting me back for the laughing potion.
What do you mean? You know me. You know that I'm not very. How do I put this? Arcanically adept.
Yeah. Isn't charismatic or intelligent enough for this. Neither is wise for this.
I meant I'm just not good with magic, but ow. No need.
Sorry. Yeah, Nyala's looking a bit agitated. Kinda going into panic mode slowly.
Pete, did you say that Niala and Arden were right next to each other?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
What's the
But
last
you have
thing
my
all-
familiar with you normally. Queenie is in your room.
Yeah.
Do we all
Yeah.
remember going to bed?
You don't see Queenie.
Just looking around where we are, kinda going again more and more in panic mode and trying to call for Queenie eventually.
What's the
feel
last
like-
thing you all remember?
You feel like, Nyala, that you might need to summon Queenie if you.
Well, Okay. I don't have the components on me. I don't think I have them.
Okay.
You can snap them back if they're not dead.
Yeah, if it's
Yeah.
not dead, I just have to call him back and he comes back. Or
Yeah.
otherwise I can just dismiss it.
But how does that affect with planal?
I was going to say cross planes. Don't think it works that way.
Crossplaying, that would
you-
mean I would not get in contact with Queenie. I would lose contact, but Queenie would
Mm.
still exist in the plane that they are still in.
Precisely. This is what your tentative grasp that you still like a fine thread that you have. You know that Queenie exists somewhere and is currently existing,
Just left you on silent.
but you've got poor reception. You can't get through to Queenie.
It's left you on read.
You did roll a lovely big roll there, didn't you?
I rolled a lovely 19 on that perception.
You glance up the forest that lies before you, and you see a massive shape move through the forest, not disturbing the forest, but literally moving, or rather that the objects are passing through the thing as it moves. It moves with determination of sorts and seems to be dragging something
Is it kind of coming towards us, away from us?
in a diagonal line away from you
Okay.
at the moment. And you hear a voice, a low rumbling that says, "Come on, got a date tonight. Taking the missus out. Come on. How many trees do you have to pee up? Come on.
Walking this dog.
Come on." And as they come to the clearing of the path that leads through the forest, you see that dragging behind on a long chain that is made of smoke, attached to a hand that is made of smoke and fog and mist, is attached to shoulders and hulking form that's made of mist, is what appears to be a giant of some sorts, pulling a small dog, relatively small dog. To you, this would be the size of a dire wolf on a lead that is also made of fog, up and forward and along the path into the distance.
Okay, so I don't know if any of you saw that, but there is a big fog thing, big dark misty thing pulling what looks like a bloody dire wolf.
As Murik points this out, you hear it's like you hear another curse again. It's like, "How much pee have you got inside of you?"
Apparently.
You notice it.
Apparently a dire wolf that needs to pee a lot.
I suppose the only way out at
yeah.
this point is further in.
It would appear
Guys.
so. Yes?
I think we are in another plane. I'm
What do you
not
mean?
sure.
What do you mean
I-
another plane? It's a plane.
I was explained back at the house in that we crushed. Different planes and everything. I think I'm not sure because I feel Queenie. Normally I should be able to summon Queenie. I still feel Queenie. I just can't reach. It's I Are we all dreaming? Are we in a dream?
I don't remember getting here. We were asleep, right?
No, the
We have-
last
we
thing
haven't-
I
DM
So, right, okay, George.
from. Sorry, go on.
Let's have that. What you were saying. Sorry, everyone got a bit of crosstalk. Let's have Muruk go, please.
I was just saying to Nan after they said about like they don't remember going to sleep. I was like, well, the last thing I remember was being in a lab, speaking to my old friend Blind.
I was with Arden. He was trying to cut his arm open with a rock.
And Luke, sorry, what was your question for the DM?
I was going to ask, with obviously Arden's previous knowledge of the astral plane, would he be able to? Does this look in any way, shape, or form, or to his knowledge, know from his learnings in any way similar to such a plane?
It looks a. Make a history check, please, or religion, if you want, whichever you want. Kind of quite happy with you.
They're both the same, so it makes no difference to me.
Do you
Roll.
want help, perhaps?
I didn't want to. Oh,
This is an
four-
internal
14.
monologue, I think, occurring within.
Yeah,
Arden.
this is just something inside my head that I'm thinking.
Okay.
14.
There are similarities between your learnings. However, things here seem too solid. The books and manuscripts that you've seen illuminated, everything glows more, or in a
It's bit too
different
material.
way. Yeah, like everything has a visible essence almost when you've heard talk of the like a auras and things like that. Like a golden aura exists, like the light's different. This doesn't feel like.
Okay.
So, Brooke, maybe we should maybe we should.
Are you all right? I'm just gonna kind of just walk over to Niala and just give her a hug.
I hate it.
I know.
I
but-
fucking hate this.
I know, but we're all here together. We will be fine.
The ground.
Are we going to be fine? I'm not.
Are we going to follow this thing or what?
The ground beneath you rumbles slightly, and there is a strong wind that comes from the direction that you are peering towards, the direction that your misty friend walked. And on that wind, you hear a melody.
That again?
I remember that.
What do you mean?
What?
You both heard that?
Yeah, it was coming from a hole, a burrow.
That was coming from a head or from a man in a hood.
That was coming from Blint, in Blint's cabinet.
Sin, did you heard it?
Was it humming or was it just music?
You heard it, but it was the same song.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. What would you say? Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy.
No.
That's a first.
We maybe get a move on.
Yes, I feel we should.
Got larger strides than us.
Yes, we should probably catch up and ask it what the hell is going on here.
Oh, do you want me to see if I can maybe tell what it is from a distance?
Yes, that might be useful to know what we're going to, walk into.
Okay.
Okay, you're
DM,
gonna nature check this creature.
can I primeval awareness?
Okay, tell me about it.
Ranger shit.
As an action, you can expend 1 ranger spell slot to sense whether any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead are present within 1 mile of you, or within up to 6 miles of you, or if I'm in my favorite terrain, am I in a forest?
Yes.
Yeah.
Aha, then 6 miles if I'm in a forest. It does not really. It does not reveal the location.
Okay. Let me just find its
I
block, and I will tell you.
I will mark off a spell slot.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
Did we get a long rest?
Yeah,
Question:
you
do we have a level of exhaustion or not?
that is all going to be determined. But right now, you're long rested.
Okay, I'm pressing long rest and then I'll spend a spell slot.
Yes, that's cool. And so that also gives anyone the chance that needs to sort out their spells at all. You can do it while I'm just having a quick look at this, the joggy here.
I mean,
Okay,
I can
so
try.
what does it tell you if it's
Aberrations, celestial, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead present within up to 6 miles of me because of forest.
you might think that it is that thing that you look at is fae. You feel fae throughout.
Hi, Arden.
We've lost
He's
the
gone.
link.
Oh no! Oh man!
Are we in Fey Wide? Because the Queenie would probably sense me there, since she's Fey. I don't know.
It feels like fae.
To me,
You feel fae creatures
Okay.
all
Okay.
around. You reach out.
I think what we just saw is fae. Sin, don't you know lots about fae? Is that right?
Sorry, got distracted looking at spells.
It's very Sin.
So yeah, you got asked. You know about the fae, right?
I know about the Fae, but depending on how much. Pete, how much do I know about the Fae? A good chunk, a little chunk.
You have experienced those bubbles of awareness, and you've stepped through patches, and you know various things about Gargamel. That there's places where the veil might not even be called a veil anymore. It might just as well be a curtain that can be pulled back and forth with no effort whatsoever. You can step aside without much force of will at all. In fact, sometimes unbidden, it can come.
Yes, I do know much about the Feywild and all that stuff.
I think this large creature and possibly more are fae in nature.
Hey. Okay. Okay.
So let's go and talk to them.
Have you ever talked to a Fae normally?
No.
Niala, when would you have spoke to Faye?
Queenie? He's Fae. He's Fae.
I mean, it's quite a simple construct. and it appears as a fae, you know, you've spoken to it, but because it's summoned to you, it doesn't have a lot of the things that a fae creature would be traditionally with. But I guess your knowledge of them would extend to the fact that they can be tricksy, maybe, and playful, like Queenie is.
Mhm.
Does Sin, do you know any, since you have an understanding of, I guess, Faye, what would you suggest we approach this or not? Let's see if we can find a way out. For everyone.
The music is definitely not a humming anymore. It's not a humming. It has that.
Do we still hear it from the?
You
From
hear it.
the
Are we following at this point?
You,
yeah, are we following?
if you wish to, you can start following along that path heading, we'll call it north, just for the sake of ease. East and west of you, as you climb down from this this round shape, you go into a deeper forest where there are trees thick either side, great twining roots. The canopy doesn't quite meet overhead, hence you could see the direwolf from the distance that was being dragged, the misty form of this mist wolf being dragged along. You see that there are mists that hang above the forest further out to the sides, and you think that your friend might be resident in one of those, but you still hear that music, and it has a breathy quality to it. So you kind of hear it.
Someone's not using proper vocal technique for singing.
I guess. I mean, sailors, as far as I know, this is close for what I've heard. It's not bad, I think.
Make a. Sorry, I'm going to say Maruk with that comment. Can you make me a wisdom check?
Oh no, that was a George comment. That wasn't.
Oh, okay, cool. All right,
Sorry.
Oh, I was going to ask if it sounds like it's coming from a thing with consciousness, not necessarily humanoid, but a thing with consciousness. Does it sound distressed?
No.
Okay.
Does it sound drunk?
No, not quite.
Why don't we just go and see what this big misty boy is all about, and then we can focus on this monotonous song later.
Sure.
Yeah.
As you draw through the woods, you approach, after about an hour's walking, maybe 2 hours walking, you approach a clearing in the trees, and you see several, what can only be described as simply as wooden caravans set up in a sort of semicircular shape. They are painted gaily, but the paint is old now and chipped and faded, and grass grows up around the wheels of these things. They don't look like they've moved much in some time, and they are set up in a circle around what appears to be a large tent in the center. The music is coming from inside of this large tent.
See, 2 birds, 1 stone.
Can you all make a perception check, please?
Yarp.
Everyone, do it now.
30-20.
It was not bad.
Oh, not 20.
Kitty!
For a 25.
Oh, Nan, you're not. Oh,
That
man,
tickled me, that did.
What?
you're not happy with what you notice.
Oh no.
Do I see it with a dirty 20?
Nan sees it first because she's got the nat 20.
Oh boy.
Is
Nan,
it cheese elemental?
No, far worse.
Cheese elemental. Sorry.
It's
Sorry.
Trace.
It's the
It's
soy
Trace.
sauce elemental.
You see leaning against one of the caravans,
Trace.
yourself.
Oh no. Oh, I don't.
Reflections,
I
it's
remember these.
With a pipe. It's you smoking away on a pipe, blowing great big rings of smoke out. And Niala, as you turn, you see this, but you see a perfect reflection of yourself. And as each of you turn to the side and see leaning against this caravan, you all see a perfect reflection of yourself puffing away on a grand, it's like some sort of, it's elaborately twisted and wrought out of some sort of, it looks nearly organic in its manufacture, and great hoofing rings come out of it with a kind of green glow that crackles slightly as they rise up.
Guys, remember when Nan got attacked? I think those are reflections.
Oh no, I'm pissed off.
This is not good.
No, because
Can we have-
Nan got attacked by herself, but I don't see Nan, I see me.
Do we see each other's reflections?
No, each of you sees yourself.
Oh, so we
Just
only
one?
see the the one.
You see one, but each one of you that looks at the one sees yourself.
Oh, okay.
So each of you is reflected.
So
by
there's
the-
only one individual, but we're all perceiving that individual as ourselves rather than.
Indeed,
Okay.
yeah. There is one individual lent against the thing, but that one individual to each of you looks like exact you from this angle.
I don't smoke a pipe.
I don't either.
Don't smoke the reefer. Sorry.
I
No, I prefer an edible.
90s garage boy. Sorry. That was awful. Sorry. I'm wearing the mood. So
Oh, I love it.
Fuck's sake, Pete.
I hate you.
okay, yeah.
No.
Lent against
Does it notice any of us?
it's watching you with you were watching you with a wry grin on your face.
It's
Right.
funny.
It's not.
Sorry, what did you say, Arden?
So is this funny?
Oh no, it says in a voice of yours. And it says, no, not funny. Not yet. The show hasn't started yet.
Do we hear that as well?
You hear it back, but in your own
But
voice.
yeah,
Show?
there's a
I'd
show.
give.
There's always a
Please
show
don't
to be had.
postpone it on our account.
Come on, I want to see a show. Let's go in.
He says, I'm on break. And then he climbs
What?
up onto his cart, says, you should go in, you don't want to miss it, and climbs up onto the cart. And as you look, you see on the cart printed in large letters, Hall of Mirrors.
Oh boy.
But he says, go on in. I'm sure you'll like it.
Coming.
Rook's gonna walk in.
You proceed along a darkened tunnel.
She's gonna stay outside. She's not trust any of us.
Okay. You are standing outside of the tent.
Sin, you can't. I don't want to leave you alone with me. You,
Me?
us, them.
It.
Okay, first of all, Arden, that's mean. Second of all, what the fuck did we get into?
A hall of mirrors. Literally just told us.
No, he climbs into the cart labeled Hall of Mirrors. But just
Oh,
for you to go into the
the main tent. Okay, never mind.
We're not
I-
going into the Hall of Mirrors.
No.
Then are you coming into the tent though, Sim? Or are you just not engaging? Okay. I don't want to leave Sim by themselves. I don't think.
Anything that has to do with the Fae, she's not gonna fuck around with.
Okay.
I'm going.
Sin, what's the alternative here? Where do we go? What do we do? I don't feel like we have much of a choice here. We play by its rules. This is not our home.
Yeah, she's just gonna ignore her then.
Yeah, I'm
so-
going to shake a bit at side, like, come on.
Mate,
Not good.
your
Okay.
innate wisdom, Sin, would imply that being alone in this place is no good thing for you. You've just seen a giant beast made of nothing but incorporeal mist taking its pet dire wolf for a walk as a casual thing. You believe that if this exists, you don't know what else might.
I guess she'll go in, but she's like hesitant and like. Right.
Yeah, you're keeping your wits about you. Would you make a perception check, please, as you proceed down the tunnel?
Everyone?
Sin, because of that extra wariness, and also because of your innate excellence at perception.
13.
There is a seam in the floor that you see,
There's
and
what
it's
between the floors?
like a seam. You know, like, have you ever seen like round a hot spring where you get like cracks in the ground,
Uh-huh.
and that like you get air or something hot that comes out? You know, like sometimes magma or something like that. But this is like it's been like held shut. There are great big staples of metal either side of this small fissure in the ground. And maybe it's probably about 5 feet. There's like a ridge, then the gap that's not much of a gap, and then another ridge, but that's 5 feet to cross, and you feel a slight heat coming out of it.
Okay.
You don't perceive it to be dangerous in any way whatsoever. This just looks like a natural formation in the rock, but it's different to the rest of the place that you can look at. And you proceed down the tunnel, and you walk into an arena with gaily painted boards that are yellow and red zigzag patterning that runs around the outside of a rock floor. In the center, you see a large organ with many pipes that come out of it, and 2 great tubes that burrow into an upright piece of rock that looks kind of like triangular, like this. And the pipes recede into there. And out of the pipes that stick upwards comes the song. And you see a piece of sheet music spinning round and round within this automated machine. And the keys aren't there. There are no keys to this machine, but you can hear that soft wooden clonk of the internal mechanism. So there's a sort of percussive element to it. And you step forwards and you look round and up to the edges of this tent that seems a lot bigger on the inside than it did on the outside. Great stands that lead up, and on each of the stands there is absolutely nobody. The bleachers run up to the edge of the tent, raising higher and higher, and you just see the organ playing its music in the center. Could you all make wisdom saving throws, please?
Oh shit.
And tell me what they are, because I'm not on that screen. I'm on the
5.
12.
okay.
13.
Sorry, 13.
I got
21.
13.
Sin 21.
12.
30, 20.
Okay. So, everybody, apart from Sin and Arden, you
Sorry,
start.
guys. By the way, I just realised that my rolls have been sent to self and not to everyone.
You sweat.
um,
Sorry, that come out.
Anyway, sorry, Pete.
You just are in this space, and at the moment you don't feel much. You're just looking around, peering at the space, and then there's a and the lights go out. But when I say the lights go out, I mean the lights that were lit on the bleachers. There is pure darkness on the bleachers. Darkness that you cannot see through, and only the center of this space is at all visible. And the chords have changed upon the organ. Minor keys now play. And somewhere a little drum goes dling, dling, and you start hearing coming up from behind the organ, and slowly but surely the head of someone you all recognize, but not in their normal regalia, comes up from behind the organ, dressed in coat and tails of that of a ringmaster. You see Treese.
I fucking knew it. I called it.
Treese stands upon the top of the organ with a cane in hand, and atop the cane is the most beautifully carved pink crystal top. And she clonks it down with both hands upon the top of the organ and says, "Welcome. Let the show begin."
And what kind of a show is this?
Rick, you know. You know what show.
What do you mean I know?
Don't be coy. You know this isn't Treese saying this. You just know. You know the show already. You know it top to bottom. You've rehearsed this many times. And you know that you need to get out back quick. And you're compelled to do so. And you walk behind the organ, leaving everyone else in the space to get ready. And Nan, you know where you need to go. And Nyala, you don't want to go where you need to go. There is a blink
Can I
and
be
a flash.
excused?
there is a blink and a flash, and all of your garments are changed. You wear nothing, Nyala, but tatters and a black leather collar around your neck. And you know that you are ready to jump through some flaming hoops. Arden, you have a top hat and tails, and in your hand a wand. And Rook, you have a red coat and tails and have a whip. In your other hand is a leash, and Nyala is on the other end of it.
This is the greatest show.
Shut up.
Sin and Arden, Sin, you, Nan, you know that you need to get Ketu ready as well. And you are now ready, and he's got big for some reason, and you are in your full sparkly leotard regalia, and you are now standing atop ready to start the show. And you come out and the music starts playing, the music's blaring, and Maruk, you are cracking the whip, and Nyala, you are leaping through flaming hoops, and you are jumping, and you can't do anything about this. You know that your will is consumed in this space. Only Arden and Sin have the strength of wisdom to be contained in it. Nan, you are twirling batons and riding atop of this ginormous Ketu, round and round. The lights come up on the side. There is mist beasts. There are all range of fey faces peering in, applauding this circus, this carnival, this raucous delight. What do you do?
Scream?
You can't scream. You are trained. Arden, you see your act being reeled out.
My act?
Your act.
Oh no, what's my act?
You see a long wooden box.
You're a fucking magician.
I just turn around and I look at Sin.
Nah, she's ignoring him.
Feet first come towards you, and gradually you see who's inside the box. It's your father. You are not compelled to saw him in half. You have your wits about you.
I look back at Sin and I just go, I've had enough of this bullshit of you.
And warn the bunny, I'm fucking listen. Yeah. Yes, I am.
You've had enough of this. Is that what you say?
Mhm.
What would you like to do?
From my past experiences, what would I know?
What would you know of this place? You know nothing. But you see that your friends are charmed in a way that is very strong. You would just know that. You've seen stuff of this sort.
Where's Treese?
Treese is atop kind of conducting.
Can I check to think whether this really is Treese or whether she's been pulled into this facade with us, or whether this is an impersonator?
Arcana, I'd say.
Okay, shit.
From where we entered, can I go back out?
Try it.
No, I'm asking. Like, is there like a pathway to go back out?
The tent is kind of closed round in the show.
Oh shit.
Rolled an 11.
Hmm.
There's something magical in the air, but you can't put your finger on it. You don't know what kind of magic is occurring here. Could be the charm, could be something else. You're not sure.
I draw my sword and I walk towards the organ.
Okay. As you do so, Nan, you are compelled to move your ketu in between.
I do so.
And you
Grrr.
oh no, not in an aggressive manner. Just
Oh,
this feels like part of the show. This is, you wish to bedazzle and entertain and show the crowd your best baton twirling, and then you've got some hula hoops that you can produce from somewhere, and you're hoopla-ing these things.
and just getting in Arden's way.
Yeah, but there is a giant wolf, the size of a lot like a dire wolf, but it's Ketu, in front of you, Arden.
Okay. Right.
I don't know how to read if I can spin these hoops.
I can't just push my way past. I presume it's a fucking dire wolf. So I'm sorry.
You could. There is ways. So
Ways.
how would you do it with your monkness? You wouldn't probably push, but you might be dexterous about it, might you not?
Yeah, I mean, if I can't kind of vault over him
Okay.
or them, I don't really know who Ketu kind of is.
Dex Ketu.
So yeah, I will try and vault over Ketu.
Give me that acrobatics that I crave. Day.
22.
Perfectly. You leap up, actually through one of Nan's hoops that she's spinning. You leap up through and roll to the front of the organ, and you see Treese looking down upon you, and they leap from the top of the organ and stand in front of you and say, "You're not going to ruin the show, are you?"
I was never a fan of the circus, and then I'm going to have a strike at the organ with my sword.
Okay, you do so. Roll initiative, please.
Everyone.
Everyone.
Oh.
15.
Okay, let me have that. We'll do it in
Fuck's
my
sake. 7.
7.
It's a 6 for
50.
me.
A 6.
A dirty 20 for Nan.
Nan and Sin.
22.
Okay, so Sin, and let me roll for this.
Do I get my strike off on the organ, or is that going to be part of the initiative
Hold on.
order?
You definitely do not get your strike off,
Damn it.
as they rolled a nat 20.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay, here we
I
go.
shit you not, I've just rolled 2 nat 20s on different dice.
Why are you rolling twice? Why are you rolling twice?
No, did I let that say? You bring the sword up, and it clashes against a swiftly drawn blade that looks far too big for someone of Treese's stature to hold, and they make a swing back at you with that same motion. Swings round and swings back at you. Okay, so how does what's your AC, please?
20.
Sorry,
20.
20. Okay. a strike hits you in the midriff. On that one swift move round, and you take 7 slashing damage to your midriff.
Oh, I didn't have my oh shit.
And
Point of order, DM.
yeah,
My dark blessing, would that have carried over from the material plane to the wherever I am that I get from my sword?
for your sword.
Yeah, it gives me temporary hit points.
Yes, we'll say it will.
Okay.
You got your 10 hits.
I need to roll those.
And as you see that they reach into a pouch and chuck out something from their pouch, on the side of them with their hand, like over your head, and it scatters around on the ground beyond you.
Okay.
Sin.
Oh, I'm back at full health.
I'm gonna go. Okay, wait. So that I could get a picture of what's happening. Where exactly am I? Am I still in the place where I'm sitting down, or am I like near the doorway?
You went back to have a look at the door, I'm imagining, to go back and see if there was a way out. You go up to the rope that looks like normal rope, but this feels like it is made of steel.
Okay.
Knotting in this place is not. It is not rope.
Oh,
It does not feel like rope. It is barred. It might as well be made of solid steel.
and how far am I from everyone else?
Between Nan and Arden, probably they're going to be taking up. They're probably about 30, 40 feet. No, 40 feet, we'll say, and then 45 for Arden, who's the other side of a giant direwolf. Maruk is to one side. Maruk, you are just coming out onto the arena at this point.
Mm.
You are in a really, really small cart.
What, with Niall on a leash?
They are riding alongside.
Okay.
Your little cart is being pulled by a very tiny unicorn.
A unicorn.
I love it.
Pretty cool. All right.
Love it.
And Niala, you have to kind of trot behind. This unicorn's got quite some speed.
Still by the leash.
Yeah. You're on the leash at the moment, and you're happy to trot along at the moment.
The abuse.
All right. So what I'm gonna do is walk, I'll say 20 feet closer.
Yeah.
And then cast Summon Fae.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go do that.
Okay.
And the type of Fae that I summon, I should have seen this before I started doing the thing.
Oh no.
Yep. I did not think this through.
Fly, assuming.
Fuming, because there's 3 types. So
Yeah.
there's fuming, merciful, and tricksy. I'm gonna pick fuming.
Yeah.
And oh shit. And I see trees attacking Arden.
Yeah, you do. Through the legs of probably just about through the direwolf. You hear a swing, and then you hear of Arden being sliced in the midriff.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go tell it to go help the human behind the direwolf.
What shape does your Fae take?
Oh shit! I'm fuming, but I'm not sure how they like. What would they look like? A rabid? I'll say they look like a rabid Fae type.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like just out for blood.
I'm just
A
picturing
rabbit.
like a raging pixie.
Yeah. Yeah, like little sharp pointed features that charges forward, like scuttling, scuffing up some of the dust and sawdust that's on the ground around you. And we come to Nan. Is that your bonus action? Sorry.
For bonus action, nothing, but it goes right after me.
Okay, cool.
So what it's gonna do is appear again. Should I run? It's gonna, as a bonus action, it's gonna face step
Mm-hmm.
so that it's right next to Arden and see that it's. I keep forgetting her name. I want to say Nanafoon, but it's not Trees. See that she attacked Arden and she was told whatever the fuck they want to be called. Were to help him so they could go attack her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have my dice. All right. And because it used its face step first, it gets advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be
2 rolls.
Where's the plus thing?
It would be,
You just add them after you roll, I think.
it'll be next to the its attack thing, so it'll be like bite equals plus something.
Yeah. I'm blind.
It's plus
short
something.
sword. May attack your spell attack modifier. Oh, that's my spell attack modifier. Okay, so that's a +8 to hit, which is great. And let me just. Which one's the thing? Oh, this one. All right, bam. And that's a. Uh, 20 to hit.
Yeah.
All right. And then that'll be again, what's a d6 plus 3 plus the spell's piercing damage plus, whoa, what? Okay, wait, wow. A d6 plus 3, right?
Yeah.
Plus the spell's level.
Yeah.
So that'll be another plus 3 plus 1d6. Okay.
So 1d6 plus 6.
Yep. All right. So that'll be 11 points, I think.
Yeah, that's lovely. Okay.
Yeah.
It bites into this this creature purporting to be Trees. It's doesn't look no longer like Trees. Can all the people that are performing magical acts please make me a wisdom save, please?
15,
16.
11.
please.
You are sort of shaking your head. You're coming round, Maruk and Niala. You can't take actions yet, but you feel the magical effect weakening upon you. Nan, you are gaily spinning hoops, still like rocking out to this. Coming from this organ in the center. We come to Arden. You are awake, in the position to saw your father in half.
I was at the. No, I was at.
Oh no, you've moved away from that. Yes,
I just got hit by trees.
Sorry. I skipped that.
I'm going to completely ignore trees initially.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take a swing at this organ, considering that's what seemed to initiate her attacking me. So I don't know what the AC of an organ is, but here we go.
Okay, go for it.
That's a 16 to hit for the first attack.
Sorry, was it?
16 for the first attack.
No, the sword comes up again. Ching.
I'm going to spend a key point to increase that roll by 2 to make that an 18.
Still.
Still doesn't hit on an 18.
Wait, was he attacking Trees or the organ?
I'm attacking the organ.
Oh, okay. Damn, an 18, that's a fucking hit.
The organ.
Shit. Well, I guess I gotta
So
go
is she
through.
in the way, or is every time I go for the
She
organ, she
is-
jumps in the way?
She is in the way. She is blocking every time you try to go for this thing.
Okay.
You believe that a full-on frontal assault from this direction would be difficult. But while you are maybe distracting the front part, the ringmaster, you also notice that there is some change in Treese's features. That she's
Okay.
getting
Right.
taller.
Oh, does he get advantage because of my little Fae?
Not flanking.
The Fae isn't engaged with the organ, though. It's engaged with her. I'm not attacking
Oh,
her.
yeah.
I'm attacking the organ.
Yeah, my bad.
So, if we're standing next to each other, I don't think that counts as flanked. I think I have to be on the opposite side, adjacent.
Mhm.
Right, I got you.
Anyway, yeah. So, okay. Treese has stopped me from hitting this organ twice now, or well, it's not Treese, but whatever this thing is. So, second attack. Gonna go for whatever this slightly growing Treese is.
Go for it.
That's a 19 to hit.
How many times can I do that again?
I mean, if you only have one reaction per round, right?
Yeah. So yeah, no, the 19 hits. Yeah.
Okay. So you're
I've seen how many
parrying
times I
me.
can do it.
You're parrying me. Okay,
Yeah.
or something like that. Okay, cool. So that is 9 damage.
Yep.
And can you roll me a Constitution check, please? Because I'm going to stunning strike that shit.
Of course I can. It does not make it.
Cool. Treese is now stunned. She can't do anything. All right, I want to spend another key point. I've spent 3 key points in one turn. I must be crazy, and I'm going to flurry of blows on this fucking organ.
Please do. Yeah, go for it.
That's an 18 to hit.
Yeah,
Okay, fuck this organ.
it's not the organ's AC, and it's what's the
Okay,
cards
yeah,
AC.
6 damage on the bludgeoning damage on the organ for the first strike.
Splinters come away.
12 to
You
hit.
do this with your sword, or you said you drew your sword? Are you doing this with your?
So my first 2 strikes are with the sword, and then
Yep.
my second 2 strikes are with my fifth.
Okay.
Like my fist clenched around the hilt.
Okay, you're not dropping
So,
that.
like-
Then. Okay, cool. No worries. Just
Because
checking.
I can't use flurry of bows isn't technically an unarmed strike.
Yeah.
See, this is where I'm a bit iffy on monks. I'm not sure
Technically,
whether I
you
can
have to
use
drop
my
that you should have to drop that weapon to use your fists, I think.
well because I've got my offhand, so I can use my offhand. But the thing is, because my sword class is classed as a monk weapon,
Yeah.
I use my martial arts die for that sword.
Okay. Yeah,
So I
yeah.
don't know whether the sword counts then as my unarmed strike or not. I don't
I can
know.
say also your closed fist around the sword counts as your unarmed
Yeah.
strike. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's what I was going for. I'm not hitting it with the sword.
Yeah,
I've got my
yeah.
fist around the hilt, and then I'm going like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or like that on the organ.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Okay, and then so that was a 12 to hit on the second one.
No, not on that one.
12. Okay, so the organ's AC is higher than 12. Okay, that's my turn.
Okay. Yeah, you see a few splinters come off of this thing, and then tune.
Oh, actually, no. That isn't my turn. I'm going to take 10 feet away from Treese, but still stay close to the organ. So in range of the organ, but back from Treese.
Yes,
You,
yes.
as
So
you
that-
do so, you hear the thing laugh on the floor. Just giggling on the floor as it's knocked back. Is that stunned to the end of your next turn, or is going to make repeat? its
Stunned
turn?
until the end of it. Where's it gone? Stunning strike, where are you? When you spend 1 key point and it's stunned until the end of your next turn. If it fails con saving throw, yeah. So the end of my
Okay.
next turn.
Yeah. As you Sin look upon this situation, you saw just something scatter out along the floor as Arden was hit. Above your head flew something in the air from the far side of the dial, Wolf, with an acrobatic spinning nan atop. From these seeds that land upon the ground sprout warriors that are dressed almost as if they are flowers. They just grow out of the floor like some bizarre time lapse, come out of the ground. And they are there
More fucking mushrooms, boys.
in the space. These look feminine. They carry a great long blade with runic inscriptions, and they drip with a kind of pollen that kind of spreads out from them. Their faces are painted with a black war paint that almost looks like the patterns of petals upon a poppy of some sort, or on a flower. What do you do? There are 4 of them that have appeared.
And I think that Niala and Rook are back to normal.
You can see them sort of like holding their heads. They didn't get to go this round. They're going to be able to go next time. Nan, however, is away with the fairies, literally.
All right. If I try to go past them, would they attack me?
They are in the way around. Are you trying to walk past these creatures?
I want to know if I can without being attacked. If not, then I'll just.
I'm going to say if you make an athletic, you might be able to dash between them or move between them, but you're going to have to do an athletic. You'd have to do this with some degree of power. So I'm going to need an athletics check for you to make it between them. You're not actually going to get an attack of opportunity, but they are moving. You know, they are engaging.
All right. You said athletics?
Yes, please.
11.
No.
Hmm.
Blades
So I'm
come
just
down in front
between
of
them
you.
now?
The blades, 2 of them kind of move together, almost like symbiotic movement, and they block your path and your progression towards the Nan giant Ketu combo.
All right. How far is Rook from me?
Rook is to your left, and he is about, now you've moved forward, probably about 30-40 feet again, sort of same distance away that he was before. He was 80 feet away before, maybe.
Oh. Looking for the spell. You have to be 30 feet away from me.
What were you looking at?
Enlarged reduce.
Oh, yes.
I think that's it for the.
Did you put that into your spell sheet? Did you prepare that?
Yeah.
Did you prepare it? Okay.
That's it for my turn, but for my Fae, it's gonna go ahead and attack trees again.
Yes, please.
19?
Um,
Wait. Let me check the thing real quick.
it
Yeah,
hit.
19.
Yeah, it can't do anything. You would have an advantage on it as well.
Hmm?
You'd have advantage. Was that right? With stunned? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
and it fails any dexterity or strength checks, I think.
It does.
Yep. Higher than what I rolled last time by like,
Yeah.
I forgot what I rolled last time, but it's higher.
You're there. You roll the damage.
All right. 2 1s, so that's 2 plus 6, 8.
Six, 8. Okay. Yeah. Cool. It is their turn to go. They can't go. They are stunned. The other creatures will bring their swords down upon you. 2 of them are engaged with you. 2 of them are moving up towards Maruk and
So I get attack of opportunity.
they're the ones that are on the outside that didn't make it to you. So they're moving around. They are well out of your reach. One gets a what are we?
You gotta be a 13, so
Oh yeah, we do that easily. We are at a 17 on that one. And you take. Let me see what you take. Oh, I have to roll it in the dice tray. That's right. 9 slashing damage. And the second one swings and misses you. Maybe you bumped into it slightly, knocked it off center. Nan, please make that wisdom save for me. See if you can get out of this.
A 19.
You shake your head. You're out of it straight away.
Ooh.
Hoops clatter. You're riding aboard a giant Ketu. Ketu at this point also seems to kind of not be doing. It was doing like a on the spot prance.
Like dressage.
Yeah, like dressage, but it's kind of like stopped now.
Amazing.
The Ketu's still a direwolf size, right?
Yeah, fuck off, giant Ketu.
Honestly, you give us so many treats. Like young Errol always like dressage on a big fox. You know, what more could I ask for from a game? Okay, cool.
Fluffy kitties.
Anjala doesn't want to
You-
save the content.
You're high
She was
enough.
happy
you're
continuing.
You're high enough to actually be action in this time as well.
Oh, okay,
Like,
I can do some.
Yeah. You're not like those guys where they rolled that 19 got you clear with the kind of semi-unconscious stunned creature in the corner.
Rolls at the
Okay.
beginning of your turn, not at the end of your turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can see not Trace on the floor, stunned.
There's
Let's go.
elements of Treese, but there's like ears beginning to point. There is, you know what Fae look like. It's part of your
Right.
training. Is this is a Fae creature. You think maybe some form of dryad?
Okay, and Arden's for some reason attacking a musical instrument, an organ type
Indeed.
thing. Okay, which makes sense to Errol, but not to Nan. And then there's these other sort of things with swords, right?
Yeah, like
Okay.
fairy princesses with swords that are painted like flowers.
So can I see where the staff with the pink crystal is?
It is positioned on top of the organ
Ah,
perfectly. Like,
can I try? Okay. You want
Yeah,
to finish? Sorry.
it's there. It doesn't need any form of suspension. It would seem like it is just like a magnet.
Oh, does it look like it's got? I can roll. This can be my action if I need to deduce what's going on. But Well, maybe it's better to just try and shoot it and then it should ricochet off of it if there's some kind of protection. I think I'm going to try and, if I can get my bow out and shoot an arrow at this pink staff.
This is a
crystal.
small thing, and I have not calculated a cheese AC for this. So yeah, I love it.
Jeez. Okay, and I get 2 attacks, so I might try it twice if
It's
I do get
always
to it.
coming back to the cheese.
Well, I had to calculate a cheese AC on the fly. So like,
Okay, hang on 2
I-
seconds.
This is, I've bet that so far, the cheese episode was one of the best that we had.
Yep.
Okay, yeah,
100%.
I'm good. I'm going to make my first attack on it and see whether it hits. Oh, 27? Is it 27 hit?
yeah.
Okay.
If it didn't, I'd be worried.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that is a.
It's like,
At this point,
You
you,
know
just
when-
explode.
like when the camera follows like an arrow on a movie. There we go.
Like, the camera pans around this situation of you like on the back of a giant dressaging fox and follows along the back through the the quiver arrows as you pull it out like that, follows like as if it's like strapped to the back of the feathers that are on the back of it. What colour are the feathers on the end of your arrows?
They would probably just be like kind of probably the feathers that are native to the forest that I grew up. So maybe wood pigeons.
Yeah, so like a
Yeah.
dull brown, but this thing fires like it is laser targeted straight at the crystal. Roll that damage, please.
It's not great. It's a 5.
Okay.
It does 5 damage.
It knocks it off of this seemingly perfect geometric stance and it clatters to the floor.
Mm-hmm.
There is a cry from the creature on the floor.
Let me know if this is. Do I? Because when we touch the crystal in the game, we have to do something, and this might be the same. So maybe I try and shoot it again. But I think what I'm going to do, DM, let me know if this is
Let me-
okay.
Okay, go on. You
Yeah.
tell me what you want to do and I'll give you something else if it's...
Okay. Well, so my first instinct was to be like Ketu smash, because he's got big direwolf paws, but I don't want him to have to like roll a icky crystal save.
Mhm.
But my
So-
other idea,
Vastness of space.
yeah, poor Ketu, he'd just be like, oh. My other idea was to not necessarily. So I want to use one of the alchemist fire arrows, because if I don't exactly hit, then at the very least, maybe there's radius damage to it. So, or maybe it's easier to hit with
Yeah.
one of those.
Cool. Go for it. So
Okay, so I'll roll to hit. And I
Yeah.
can't remember what I do with the alchemist fire. Oh, it's a 28 to hit. So I guess,
yeah, we're there again. Perfect.
okay. What do I roll
Sticky-
for the alchemist fire ones?
The sticky adhesive fluid ignites when exposed to air. As an action, you can throw this flask up to 20 feet, but it's an arrow, so it doesn't matter.
1d6, isn't it?
On hit, it takes fire damage,
1d6 per round.
1d4.
1d4 fire damage at the
Started.
start of each of its turns.
Okay.
So I roll my regular arrow damage and then a d4 for fire.
We'll do that we'll do that now, and then we'll do it again at the beginning of its turn. I think like that initial hit will have one, and then we'll do it again at the
Okay.
beginning of its turn. I think that makes
Yeah.
sense, like thematically, if not mechanically.
Okay. So I did 6 regular damage, and then if I roll a d4, what does it do? Plus 3 fire damage, so 6, 7, 8, 9 damage.
Yep. And that area ignites. So now there is a top of an organ burning, with a cane with a crystal inside it, burning. Arden, you got a bonus action? Anything you want a bonus action? Sorry.
I would like to actually for my bonus action, charge my bow so that the next hit does force damage for whatever I hit, if it hits. That's
Nice.
my bonus action.
Lovely. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Did we have a turn?
you missed your turn because you were kind of shaking your head clear. You're coming round to it now. So it was the creatures in and they missed. Then we got Arden now up at the organ.
Okay. Well, Nan did what I was thinking of doing, is setting the bloody thing on fire. So the staff thing.
That's in the middle of the fire.
It's in the middle of the fire on top of the organ.
Yes, indeed. This kind of platform that the organ is built under.
Okay, I'm going to leave that for now. We can deal with that later. I've got until the end of my turn until this thing wakes up. So I can do more damage hitting it than I would with an acid vial. So I'll just hit it. I'll just continue beating on the organ.
Okay, go. Yeah, please.
So with the sword, that is 14 to hit.
Yeah.
Sweet. That's 10 damage.
Okay.
And then
Splinters come out. There's a bum note.
17 to hit.
Sorry, 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And 7 more damage.
Okay. Fractures start coming away. You see, like the music's like starting to stick in it, and it's starting to judder. Like. Rook, you are fully allowed now to take your turn.
I'm going to take one more hit.
Oh, sorry, you got one more hit. Sorry, I thought you'd done all.
I got my bonus action attack.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry, Rook.
The voice of disappointment. The best.
Bitch.
That's an 11 to hit.
Language.
No.
No. Okay. Now it's my turn.
Rook, go.
Okay, right. So there's these like little planty creatures.
They're dashing towards you right now because they could nearly make it to you from where they were, but they're not quite from where they were.
How far away from me are they?
They on their run, they're now probably about 10 to 20 feet away, these two of them coming towards you.
Nice.
You see this awesome image of basically like Nan as a disco ball standing up on the top of a Ketu, firing arrows at like burning arrows exploding, and beneath that you see Arden punching the living daylights out of this organ.
So I would like
and you
to
also realise that you have a leash with Niala on it.
Yes.
Just trying to pull it in the meantime.
Do I still have Captain Smashy?
Yeah.
Excellent. So I would like to take. Well, can I just drop the leash?
Yeah.
Can I just do that as a free?
Yeah.
Excellent. I'm just going to drop the leash. I'm going to take 5 feet of movement towards these running little plant things. I would very much like to rage.
Of course you would.
And then, so they're within 10 feet of me now, would you say?
Oh yeah. You
so I'm going to swing at the first one with Captain Smashy recklessly.
Yeah. Go.
So that first one is a 21.
Yeah.
Or 24.
Yeah, it's there.
Excellent. So that is that. 10 bludgeoning, 12 bludgeoning, plus 7 radiant.
Yep.
Is it dead?
This thing was not expecting that. The wind is certainly knocked out of its sails. You still got me?
Have I gone? Have I
No,
gone?
you're there. We got
I'm
you.
back.
No.
Hello.
We got you.
Sorry, I missed that.
yeah. The wind is certainly knocked out of its sails, and this thing is blooded. Certainly.
Excellent. Then I'm going to second attack
Yeah.
on the other one.
Okay. Sure.
Again, reckless.
Yeah.
That's a 22.
Yeah. With it.
Natural 20.
Oh, yeah, let's have some of that double dice.
Double dice. So that is 15, 16, 17.
Yeah.
And doesn't get the radiant damage.
Cool. Yeah. Not happy either about this situation. They thought they had a handle on this with these charmed fellows, like belligerently performing menial circus tasks, and thought this was going to be an easy sort of, you know, while you are charmed, chop your head off type job. No, this is not the case. They are more than dismayed, we shall say. Their looks upon their faces are stunned. Niala, please, in the tatters that you wear with this leather collar around your neck, what do you do?
How far would you say that I am from the cane?
The cane? Not far, like 30 feet maybe.
Okay.
And it's up on this platform.
On fire.
On fire.
Yes. So I am going to walk as near as I can from it.
Mhm.
And I
as-
am going to use.
As you move closer, you see Arden smashing at this organ beneath.
I am going to use my bonus action, telekinetic shove, to make the the thing come to me.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if it has to
It
make a save.
happens.
Okay.
No, it comes. You are now holding it by the. I'm guessing you aimed for not the crystal.
Yeah, not the crystal.
Yeah, it's hot in your hand, but hasn't caught fire yet. But it's smouldering slightly.
And I'm going to look at the image of Nana just fucking pissed.
At Treese on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this.
Yeah.
We need to stop being a
This?
heightist, guys. Just because it's small person doesn't mean it's Nana Foon.
No, they're laying on the. They're not very happy. You kind of stunned them. They're like, yeah, go on. And what are you going to do?
And let me see. Let me see. I am going to do Tools of Dead. So can you do me a wisdom save, please?
What spell level are you casting that at?
Tools of
That's
Dead.
a cantrip.
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 Okay, what's the damage on it?
2d12, isn't it?
Yes.
Would you make that 4d12, please?
Okay. Did you fail the save?
Yeah.
Okay.
4d12.
4d12.
Did you get a 1?
I get the 1.
There's the reason.
good.
Maybe they are vulnerable to necrotic damage.
Yala's got a very magical stick right now.
Yeah.
Cheeky.
Oh my god. They are going to be obliterate. 27 necrotic damage.
You see that you hear that bell toll, you hear them try and reach to their ears on the floor. They can't make it, and it's not even going to do them any good if they plug their ears. It rings through them, and out from where their ears are run black veins down the neck as the bell tolls into their brain as you hold this staff, and you feel evil in your arm. You feel sinister energy streaming through from this staff as you cast this spell, and you see that the fire burns and that the creature on the floor's charm begins to break their concentration, and the final piece of paper gets caught in the mechanism of the organ, and then out the front of the organ it splits and spills this twirling of paper that becomes twirling of roots, and gradually it's like the whole mechanism is dropping to pieces. Cogs and belts and levers fall out. The entire mechanism blows out from inside, and there is a great of air that comes out of the pointed shaped object. You realize that it's not just one thing that these pipes go into. You realize it's actually two pieces, two great holes on the bottom of a triangle, and you see that it slopes into the floor. Then you feel the floor tilt. Everything begins to slide.
Uh-oh.
Everything begins to slide one way. You all slide down towards the entrance. You feel the roof of the tent be torn away, and you're looking out, and you see that there is part of the forest this way, and you are on this part coming up like this, and you see the tent come away, and you see the tent is held in a great gigantic fist of stone and rock, and you realize that the thing that had been powering this organ was a great pair of nostrils upon a ginormous giant. This was plugged into this machine, and the tent was set up over its face. The thing that was holding shut was its lips. It reaches up with its great fingers and plucks these metal spikes from its lips, and you see this creature that you stunned and hanging on, laughing insanely as you all begin to tumble. It's like, this has been fun. This has been so good. We should play again. You have to play sometime soon. And you begin to tumble, and you fall as this gigantic golem stands up from the earth. You tumble and tumble and tumble, and you think this has got to be the end, and boom, you're back in your bed, and you hear a bell ringing. Ding, 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 ding. You hear every single bell in Kakanzax is ringing. You hear running down the corridor and banging on every door. You all run to your doors, and standing in the corridor is Therese in full battle plate, brandishing an array of marvelous weapons, and she shouts out, "Sorry to disturb your stay, everybody, but fucking dragon." And that's where she'll end today's episode.
Oh shit!
Nice.
There's a dragon attack in the city. We've gone full Skyrim. I know all the quotes.
All the quotes at the start.
So for everybody that doesn't know, me and George have just been quoting guard quotes from Skyrim in the chat to each other, and now it's come true.
You get what you wish for.
Very cool.
Oh, we're all gonna die.
Do I still have the thing?
No.
No.
No,
Good.
she doesn't have the cursed weapon with her.
Fucking good.
Well,
I was going to say, otherwise, that little speech she gave me right at the beginning of the session would have been very foreboding. Not sure whether I'm a good person, and then at the end she's got a cursed weapon doing evil shit.
But
We're all gonna die. Let's be
what
positive.
Niala-
We're gonna die quickly.
What Niala would assume from this is she knows that that magic can be harnessed, and Niala would know that there is a great power
Crystals.
within the crystals. Like, and she does crave a form of recompense for the destruction of her homelands. So that is something that would be drifting in your in your cerebrum, certainly, Nyala.
It would also ping to a clue as why somebody's trying to get them if they contain all this power.
Yeah.
Well
cool.
done.
We're all
Pete,
dead.
that was such a great way to return.
That,
What a great
that
session.
was incredible.
Very good.
I very much enjoyed doing that.
And I've got to go.
I thought
I was just beating on some giant's nose ring.
yeah, you basically like I'm thinking like how you know what it was basically. I'll send you the art that I found. There was basically like it was like a Stonehenge. There was a map, and the map was a Stonehenge, but it was the perspective was done from the top, and it was like a Stonehenge on top of a giant's head.
Yeah.
That was the map, and I thought, oh yeah, what if you were? Do you remember those books you used to get that were like all like giants that were laying down in the forest, or like they were the land?
Yeah.
And I was thinking, and the thing that you were standing on with a hole in the middle was a belly with a belly button, and like you were like
The
standing on
hill.
the belly, and then you walked up. Yes,
And then we went
It's-
down and
yeah.
It's quite a West Country, Devon, Cornwall thing to say that, like, because of the like hills and stuff we have, like they're like dragons and
Yeah,
giants and stuff like that. It's quite common around. I grew up.
when I was in
with those kind of
Australia, I
things.
can't remember the town that we went to. I was there for work, and very, very hilly and mountainous area, but had a very famous landscape called the Pregnant Lady.
yeah.
Because the horizon with the hills was shaped like a pregnant woman lying down.
Well,
Mm.
our local legend giant that actually lives like there's an island in the middle of the sea, just like with a giant castle on it that I can see from like down my road, because it looks like living in fairy tale land in Cornwall. Diaz, I will take your photo. It's just stupid. But there is a legend about that island, basically, called the St. Michael's Mount Giant, and it's called Cormorgan, and he was a plunderer of the lands, and he would steal sheep and goats and everything and cause all kind of trouble. But he started getting scared that the humans were getting too powerful, so he made his wife toil and struggle to carry great stones out to the sea, great lumps of granite, and build a castle. And while he rested and did nothing, and eventually she finished it, and he said, you can have a day off and I just go and get all the furniture. And while she did that, he conjured a castle, because he'd been resting. He had enough magical energy to cast a castle on top with slits and arrow holes to be able to fight the humans. And his wife returns, and they start living on the castle, but his hunger was never sated, basically. So he kept pillaging and kept stealing until one day someone said, we need to get rid of this giant, and a guy dug a pit, covered it with sand and fragile wood, and blew a horn to counteract his great bestial roar, and he came out and fell into a pit, got his head lopped off, and that's how St. Michael's Mount was built, basically, is by
That's
giants.
awesome.
Yeah.
You know what that remind me also? You know, in the movie The Hobbit, the fight with the mountains, literally mountains clashing each other.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's the kind of imagery that we're going for there, definitely.
And have you been to the Gower Peninsula, North Wales, or Scilly Bay with Worm's Head?
Oh yeah, Wormy Head. Yeah.
Always wanted to go on the Gower, but I never meant.
Nice.
Absolutely stunning up there.
Wormy Head is good. I used to run on that beach for training when I used to run. I don't run anymore.
There's so many people, like the amount of people times that they'd have to call out the helicopter, because people would walk along the causeway at low tide to go at Worm's Head, and then when tide came in, they'd be cut off.
Yeah, we get that here. We've got like the causeway that goes out to the mount is very tidal, and people just are so stupid. They'll wade in it up to their waists, and then they'll realize they're at the island and cannot get back. You're stuck on an island in the middle of the sea, and you haven't paid for a ticket to go to this giant castle in the middle of the sea, and they're just like, yep, okay. And then like people are literally swimming back with all their stuff. And today, the funniest thing, someone parked on a beach in Newquay Harbour with their camper van. They were told by
Oh
the
no.
by the harbour master, don't park on the beach. They parked on the beach. There is
They've lost their
camper van
camper
is
van.
like is submerged now. Like there is no camper van anymore.
Yeah, the same thing happened when I went to a place called 90 Mile Beach in New Zealand, which technically isn't 90 miles. It's only 76
I've heard of this.
kilometers.
Yes, kilometers. Oh, there was a question in one of our pub quizzes that we did. Was that?
How long is 90 Mile Beach? It's actually only 76 kilometers. Yeah, it was these guys were just driving down it on their, like, if you get the tour buses and everything, they know where to drive along the beach. And there's soft parts of the beach, and there's water that comes off the side that flows down to the sea. So if you don't know where you're driving on this very long beach, you can get stuck quite easily. But you get a lot of tourists that will go down on their Land Rovers and things like that, and it's very often that a Land Rover would get stuck, and then the tide would come in, and that's it. You'd say goodbye to your Land Rover because you wouldn't be seeing it again. And then you'd have to walk 30 kilometers one direction to get off the beach.
Jeez. Is it like a sand bank, that one then? I don't know how that's kind of formed.
It's a massive beach. Like there's this really big kind of cliffside, and then there's just this really long beach that just goes for miles.
So there's no ingress up the cliff at all. Like
it's like really, really massive, like the biggest sand dunes you've ever seen going up. So it's really difficult to get up them. In fact, there's certain parts where they get like lower and smaller sand dunes. When you get to the top end, you can take bodyboards, and you go up to the top of the sand dunes and you bodyboard all the way down the sand dunes.
We used to do that as kids.
There's a photo on my Instagram, I think.
I have to go to bed. I've eaten way too much food today.
But yeah, that was great. Thank you.
I'm glad that Zoom doesn't, show lower halves, because I had to undo my tunes. I've eaten so much today. So
I need to know that.
XP.
It's fine. We're all friends. We're among friends.
Oh my god! Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Thank you.
XP?
So no XP.
XP.
I should give you
Maybe XP.
right.
XP.
XP in the Discord. I'll see you all like when I've digested.
Fish a little bit of
Yeah.
Bye.
28.
Yeah. Pete, before we
Doing maths. Hold on.
okay.
You cannot multitask.
Yeah.
30. Hold on. I'm gonna add it. I'm gonna have to. I can't do it in my head. Hold on. My brain not working at this time of night. Yeah. Sorry. Go on. Ask me, Celia.
I was before I did this immense damage. I was planning on getting the staff, attacking, and then smash the crystal on the floor, actually. So in order to shatter it.
Yeah, I like that idea as well. I was wondering which one you were going to go for. I was thinking, is she going to just destroy this evil artifact out of her pure knowledge of how evil these things?
From what we know, we couldn't destroy the crystals. The crystals, I took a bloody hammer to one and it did nothing.
You were trying to chip it before with non-magical.
It rang like a bell. She just wanted to pick it up and smash it against the floor.
Why do you have a toad on your screen?
Found him. He's cute.
Is it a toad or is it a lizard?
It's a frog.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Also, whenever Celia uses Toll the Dead, I just think of For Whom the Bell Tolls by Metallica.
What the fuck?
6,700 XP?
That's got to be divided between us. That's not each, right?
Yeah, divided. Fine.
Yeah, I was
That's
going to
still a
say.
bloody lot.
That's still a
Say,
lot.
that's like...
I'm happy with that. I'm not
One
complaining.
340. 1,340.
So what are we on in total, Lukey boy?
I will tell you in a moment once I've added it.
Because I just rely on you now.
Well, probably takes.
Just drop that bomb in the chat as well on the
1,340. takes us to 11,500. A nice round number.
Sick.
How
And we're-
much?
And we're almost at level 6.
11,500.
11. Wait. Ah,
What am I doing?
numbers.
1 1.
500. We're
1,500.
We're 2,500 off level 6.
Nice.
Or
Which,
how-
So
if we kill
so
this
if-
dragon,
I mean, if
We're
we have
going
the
to get-
same amount of XP for the next 2 weeks,
Yeah.
we're hitting level 6 in 2 weeks. If we get that same amount of XP, I can't imagine us taking down a dragon without the support of the entire Kakanzak's military, Greece, Litiana, and all the other friends that we've made in Kakanzak so far.
Yeah. I was
Gretchen,
kind of worried.
Gretchen is magical arcana artillery, and Malgon and his, I don't know, his plumbing.
and my big fuck off hammer.
Yeah.
Unless he's found more sewer creatures to make pets.
like he's got an Otyug with wings.
We've got some I don't know, they can throw
That's
shit.
a hideous image. I've just basically got this image of an Otyug, but with like really feathery wings, like roughly stitched.
I
We've
was
got that
kinda-
nomadic clan of halflings as well. Hopefully they're still alive and they're not dead out in the wastes somewhere.
But I was worried about Luciana because it's been quite some times since we last saw.
Well, she did say
Her?
she needed to rest because
I
that
think
ritual
she
took a
said
lot of
2
out of her,
weeks, I think she said.
which I think is just about right, isn't it?
Oh yeah, please.
Because we spent at least a week going off to that tavern and
You
coming
did,
back.
yeah, you did a few days out there, then you did the
And then there was a
Dennis.
3-day rest, and
Mhm. You had some Dennis time, some Dennis funeral time, some exploring there, and then and now you've had absolutely no time has passed apart from this.
so she's done this big ritual, had a 2-week nap, and she's woken up, and now there's a fucking dragon outside. I leave you guys alone for what, 2 weeks, and there's a fucking dragon.
Sorry, not my fault. It's his fault.
I blame,
Yeah,
I blame Arden.
she's looking at you like tutting at Celia, like
It's my fault. I didn't,
what?
it had nothing to do with
I
dragons.
left. I go for a short nap, and this. Cheers,
In
guys.
my
I-
defense, we didn't wake the dragon. It wake by himself.
or did it?
Well,
Yeah,
if you want to be meta about it, if you remember back many moons ago, we mentioned how there was a dragon attack at Mordenthal Bridge with the Fragments crew.
Yeah.
So maybe they're to blame. And
Yeah, we'll blame them.
We'll blame the Fragments crew, and, and now we're just dealing with it.
You know what? I probably know why they're here.
Oh
Is it your meta
no!
theory?
Yeah, because what was it in the other game? I forgot what it was called. When I was that giant animal human hybrid thing, they were
Oh, yeah.
telling me stuff.
When you were a curious Lascombe or something.
Yeah, or something like that. They were telling me stuff while you went away to do I don't know what, and they're like, oh, interesting.
Yeah, but like, did they tell you about that dragon fight?
No,
They
we
didn't tell
No,
me,
we
but
just-
they told me they were in the city and they wanted to meet up. And I'm like, okay, interesting.
This is when Diaz goes now and looks up all the fragment videos and scrolls for the one for the dragon.
They are on the same continent now. Finally,
They on Frohouse.
Hello.
Yeah, and then for us.
Damn.
Crossover episodes.
Christmas is coming. They were trying to persuade me the other day to do like a massive thing for me to try and DM everybody.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Christmas isn't stressful enough.
Yeah.
Like, no, yeah, you know, that's the Christmas treat for a DM is like, you know what you really want to do? What? You want to play a character whilst you're DMing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
No.
6, 7, 8 other people.
No.
That's what you want
It,
to do.
like, I mean, 8 people is manageable, but people just have to be patient. and wait for their time.
But also listen it like that. I think that's going to be
Got to
really
pay a lot more attention because
Yeah,
there's a
you
lot
have to
going
be-
on with 8 people.
yeah, it have to be like really full on, and probably just a fuck off fight with something as well, because with that many people and that round, you know, like what I mean, like you experienced that, Luke, when you were fighting, doing your rounds with just us.
Yeah,
and
and
those
that
other
was
NPCs that were doing
so
stuff.
many NPCs where I was just like, I
Mm.
should have just given them something big to fight. Would have been a lot easier.
Although it's really fun. I mean, when Diaz and I have been talking about like how we could get something that would get you guys, like maybe knock some of you down, like how we would do it with, like Diaz was giving me like one-off creatures, and I was reading some DM tactics type stuff, and it's like split the party, but within the fight is a good thing to do. So if you can get weaker NPCs, weaker monsters, but like split their fire when it's all concentrated on one big thing.
Well, that's
It's,
yeah.
You know,
That's
like
the thing they say with difficulty of fights is like if you want your party to feel really strong and powerful, you put them against one thing. If you want them to panic and have
Lots of
and be
little things.
distractive and people going down and they're having to work as a team and have to be a bit more tactful, then there has to be multiple targets and stakes within the fight.
Because it's all about action economy.
yeah. Where they're gonna spend that action? Are they
Yeah.
gonna spend the time healing up their crew, or could this be the final blow to kill that one?
Which is what I liked about the fight in Totacular was the fact that you could start doing little things like, being not smashed over that cart.
Yeah.
Well, after that guy failed his strength check to try and pull a cage out of it, he's now going to be terrified of that guy that just flipped the cart over. So action economy, yeah, okay, he could turn around and attack him,
But
but it
in-
makes
in
more
narrative,
sense for him to suddenly
yeah.
just go, fuck that,
Yeah.
I'm running away. So there's more than one way to deal with an enemy rather than just budgeting down all their hit points. Whether it's talking to them, intimidating them, tricking them.
And that's what
All sorts of different ways.
I realized with you guys, like every time George was hitting us, we were always like really bunched up, and every time I tried to move away,
His AoE spells were deadly, and I just thought,
Yeah.
fuck, he's going to wipe them out in 2 turns.
every time Nana tried to run away, everybody like followed along that bottom row. So I was like,
No, spread out. But I didn't want to tell you what to do.
Flanking right now. So that's when I was like, right, I'm going to turn into a spider and run really fast to try and get alongside, so that you had to fire. You could either got me or you could have got Vivian.
Yeah. The only person that really flanked was went off on their own was Tobias, and I thought, well, I've got to pull some away, but if I pull too many away, they're just going to absolutely own Tobias. So I was just like, okay, I'll send 3 after Tobias, and then the rest they'll have to deal with. I was just like,
The thing that really separated us was the fire, actually.
Yeah,
the fire was much more deadly than I was expecting it to be.
that mechanic was really good, and
I had to nerf that mechanic as well during the battle, just so it didn't kill everyone.
Yeah,
because I think it would have literally killed everyone, bad guys, good guys, everybody. Because originally I was going to have the fire every round spread 20 feet, but I realized nobody's handling the toads, nobody's killing the toads, everybody's just letting the toads do their thing. So it was spreading enough with just the toads movement, because I was rolling the dice and they were just going 50-50. They were going with fire every single time, apart from the last one at the end.
Could you send me that one shot, if possible?
I can note some stuff down and send it to you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean.
Have you got the links to the Tartotes?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's all it's called from. It's a lot of those creatures that I used are on the fluffy folio.
Fluffy folio.
Fluffy folio.
It's brilliant.
It's very fey. It's very fey, but there's so many awesome things on there. And I didn't want to give you too many links right away because I didn't want you guys to start scrolling through and start figuring out what these things can do. And there's so many creatures in there that I want to play with in the future. Like, because it's not just like, oh, I'm going to make a monster that can really destroy a party. It's
really annoying.
They're not very strong creatures, but what they can do can really fuck up a party's action economy, because it means they have to then spend their action dealing with the shit rather than attacking it. So, and it was just like, I loved the
it was like rusting everyone's implements. Like it was.
Yeah, the one thing was that it could within a certain radius,
I'm listening.
it could turn so many items into coal, and if those items were armor, it would reduce that armor class by 3.
Oh, a bit like a rust monster, a rust gun.
Yeah.
Mm.
And if it was a weapon, it would reduce its damage output and its chance to hit by 3. So unless you had magical weapons, which most of you didn't,